you to eat animals. So it doesn't matter if it's subjective or not.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey,
So, would you like to start, or you want me to start?
yeah, go ahead.
So I guess I suppose I can start by saying I justify eating animals because as humans, we are what we call omnivores. So we eat plants and we eat meat. So we eat animals. Why wouldn't we?
Because you're harming somebody, right? So we're omnivores, so I get to eat people? Is that okay to you?
Well, okay, I understand that humans are animals, but I'm not referring to humans. I'm referring to
Well,
animals.
why not? I thought you said we're omnivores. Doesn't that grant us the right to kill people and eat them?
Yeah, but that's not the context.
Okay, so then what's the difference between humans and animals that makes it okay to eat animals but wrong to eat people? What's the difference?
Because humans are okay. I see what your argument is, but a human is significantly different from an animal.
I agree, but not in any relevant, significant difference.
Well, we have what's called a sense of rationality in which we can engage in critical thinking and reasoning, whereas animals cannot. They basically operate off of having instincts.
Well, animals do operate through rationality. Animals can be logical, but okay, how about the humans that are not rational at all? Should we get to eat those humans?
No, we shouldn't get to eat any humans. And
Okay,
humans,
so then it doesn't matter about the rationality level. It matters. What does it matter? We're back to square one. Rationality cancels out because no matter how rational a person is, you would still never harm them, right? So what's the significant difference between us and the animals?
I mean, all I can say is humans have been eating animals throughout like many years, like since we were primates and such. Like it's something that's just inevitable.
But it doesn't have to be. This is what the slave owners would say. Oh, we did it for so long. It's in our culture to own slaves. It'll never stop. But now we're 200 years later, and slavery is almost non-existent in America. We can change for the better. We don't have to succumb to the cultural norms of our society. We can change. So it's not a good reason.
Well, these aren't essentially cultural norms. It's survival.
But we don't have to survive on meat. We can consume plants and survive just fine.
Right, but the meats that we consume, they have significantly more like nutrients and minerals that we need.
Plants have all the nutrients and minerals you need. All kinds of fruits.
Plant protein, to be more specific, it's different than animal protein because animal protein is more dense.
Not at all, sir. Tofu has more protein per calorie than even beef. Look it up. This is a fact. Firm tofu has way more protein density than even beef. There's no reason to consume animal
Right,
products.
but the molecular structure is significantly different from plant protein and animal protein.
Not in any significant way that would render it unable to consume plants. We can still be. There are vegan bodybuilders who get plenty of protein, and it's very bioavailable, very efficient to get vegan protein.
So, so let me ask you, why do you think people should be vegan?
Because we shouldn't harm anybody who doesn't have to be harmed. It's not that hard. This is not brain surgery, right? It's simple.
Well, you say anybody,
Yeah.
meaning human, but animals are not anybody's. Animals are living things.
Well, animals are someone because they have sentience, consciousness, awareness, right? Why do we call people someone? Because we have awareness, we have consciousness. There's a personality to us, just like there's a personality to the animals. Cows, pigs, chickens can be very personable, very intelligent, very social animals. Okay?
No, I hear ya.
All right, thank you. Just keep understanding who the animals are. It's that simple. I know people don't like vegans. Oh, we're bad. But just listen, hear us out, and you recognize that what you're doing is unjustified.
Yo,
Hey, how old are you?
18.
What year were you born?
What's up?
What year were you born?
2000.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Yourself?
Good.
That's good. So my first question for you is, right? Are you a religious person in any type of way? For sure. Okay. Just wanted to just make that clear. So you say that it's unjustified, right? But why do us human beings have the ability to eat and process meat in our systems and obtain nutrients from it?
Because we evolved to be able to consume both things. Just like most herbivores can consume meat, we can digest it. We have the stomach acidity for that. But so does almost every animal on the planet have the ability to consume meat. It doesn't mean we should. By the way, I can consume human meat. Does that mean we get to eat humans?
I mean, I guess that's a fair statement based on the way that you look at it. I mean, because me personally, I'm a Muslim, so I only eat halal. So obviously, any animal that I do eat was basically butchered in the most humane way possible.
And how's that?
They in comparison to the other ways that animals are butchered, the animals are well taken care of throughout their lives. They're also like, instead of being put in a situation where they're in a cage and like a rod just gets shot into their head, they're blessed before they're killed, and then their throat is slit. So then that way it's essentially instant.
Okay, wow. So you slit their throats and you call that humane? Well, I'm sorry, sir, but if you did that to any person or any baby, you would never be called humane for doing so, right? That is torture to the animal, and you're killing it for no good reason. And I don't care if you call it halal or blessed, right? If I blessed you and then killed you, that's still murder, right? It doesn't make it any better. So that's a bad reason to kill somebody who didn't have to die. The animals don't have to die, but why do it?
I mean, meat is easily the highest source of protein. I mean, it's much more sustainable than a lot of other sources are. They're not
Well,
that difficult to
tofu,
raise.
beans, pastas, rices, all plants have protein, and there's certain ones that are more dense in protein, like tofu and tempeh and and seitan. Very protein dense. You can still get plenty of protein as a vegan very easily. It's not that difficult to be vegan.
I mean, for sure, I see where you're coming from because I mean, I've potentially thought about it in the past. The only thing is like based on the way the world has run things and how the economy is, they make it very expensive to be vegan, and I don't know, just with the way that it has been for my family, it's very hard to even afford normal stuff as it is currently. So it's like being vegan is kind of impossible until
Well,
we
how
get
much
into
does a pound of beef cost you? Or a pound of whatever you eat? I'm sure you can get beans and tofu for way cheaper. I mean, if you can afford meat, you can afford beans and pastas and tofu and rice. I mean, these are some of the cheapest foods on the planet, right? These are the staple foods
True.
of a vegan
But
diet.
I mean, wouldn't you also agree that a lot of it is full of pesticides and genetically modified, and that the ones that aren't are generally pretty expensive?
Not at all. It's almost never heard of genetically modified foods. It's very rare to find it in the food supply. Number one. Number two, you can get plenty of cheap alternatives that are still going to be cheaper than meat. Meat is one of the highest cost foods in the world because they have to be heavily subsidized. It takes a lot of resources to make meat, right? All those animals you have to kill All those animals you have to raise in the factories, sustain them, and then to kill them. It's a very taxing process in terms of resources.
For sure, for sure. I see what you're saying.
So again,
From what I know,
what really justifies slaughtering animals? If it's cost, well, you can find cheap vegan meals. This is not an excuse.
I see what you're saying. But so at the same time though, would you put animals on the same moral standpoint on as like their existence as people, like us human, like another human being?
Not in most cases, no. Maybe in some cases.
For
What's the
sure.
point? Why does that matter? I'm not saying that animals are equivalent to us. I'm saying that they're sufficiently valuable such that we shouldn't harm them. We shouldn't take away their rights to life. It's that simple.
Okay, I see what you're saying, for sure.
I want her.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going? So I see it says debate a vegan. So I guess by that term, that means, not only not consuming meat, but, not having leather, eating honey, all of that stuff too. Is that right?
yes, those things can lead to exploitation, which we want to avoid as much as we practically can.
I would, someone who's been, I've gone a long time without eating meat, and now I kind of, I do eat fish, but I haven't.
What justifies eating animals, sir?
I honestly don't think there is a justification for it. I do think that generally
Okay,
speaking,
thank you.
Hello.
Hey, what justifies eating animals?
I feel like it's beneficial to the overall cycle to like continue to eat animals and everything. I feel like there should be groups of people that are vegan, but I don't think everybody should be vegan.
Okay, how is it beneficial for the cycle?
Okay, so for example, if everybody was to go vegan like tomorrow, um, all the animals that farms are like taking care of and everything will have to be set into the wild.
No. Yeah, that's not how that works.
Okay, so how would they be able to take care of them if they're not making a profit off of, selling like
Well, if
meat?
if the whole world was vegan, we'd all take care of them. They'd be taken care of in sanctuaries where they already exist in sanctuaries. So
Okay,
that's not a problem.
but that's because the farmers are making profit, so they're able to take care of them because of the profit that they're making off.
Yeah,
It's like a business. It's like you getting your return on,
yeah,
selling the meat and everything.
yeah. And the meat industry gets a lot of subsidies. We would take those subsidies and put them into those sanctuaries. That's what would happen. If the whole world was vegan, we would do that. So that's not a problem.
So you're telling me that the farm animals will continue to stay domesticated. There's not going to be any type of return on any of the animals, no selling of the animals. They're
Why
just
would you
going to
want a
be.
return on somebody? Why
But
would you want to
I wouldn't
exploit
want. I
somebody's
wouldn't.
body?
I completely agree with like
Okay,
how it's ran is like terrible. I agree with
look,
you on
look,
that part.
look,
However,
look, look. You're not justifying doing what we're doing now by saying, "Oh, what happens if we all went vegan tomorrow?" Those are secondary concerns that are not relevant to the topic, right?
but
It's
they're only
still wrong
secondary
to
concerns
consume and
because
exploit
the fact it's
animals.
not that they're only secondary because everybody is not going to go vegan tomorrow. However, if everybody was to go vegan tomorrow,
It wouldn't be a problem.
do you know how much it costs to like run a farm, like a large scale farm? It's
Do
like
you know? Do you
two
know how many
million
sub? Do
dollars.
you know how many subsidies the meat industry gets per year? It's like hundreds of billions of dollars globally. We
Okay,
would take that money and turn those into sanctuaries, where slowly the animal populations would dwindle, and
but you're
everything
not
would be just
understanding
fine.
that they're getting those subsidies because they're selling the meat. They're not just getting them just
Yeah,
because they're a
but the
farm,
government has those subsidies every year,
because
right?
they're selling the
No,
animals.
they don't know. The farmers don't give all their profits to the government. Okay, so no, the government, that's the government money that we're spending needlessly on these animal farms.
That's not what I'm
We
saying.
put those into
I'm saying they eat them
sanctuaries,
in the
and
first
everything would
place.
be fine. Now let's stop doing this nonsense and let's get back to the topic. What justifies eating animals today?
That's what I'm trying to explain. Eating animals today is a part of, it's like the natural cycle because of the simple fact. Just can I just explain? If everybody is to go vegan tomorrow,
Stop saying if
and
everybody were to go vegan and start addressing the elephant in the room. Right now, you're
yes,
exploiting
that's why
billions of
I'm
animals. What
justifying why we should
justifies
eat the
that?
animals because it's no different than another animal eating an animal. It's no different. It's
Well,
the
the
same
difference is
thing.
that we have options and the animals don't.
Other animals do have options to
No,
eat
they
other
don't. They don't
animals.
have options. They don't have stores. We have stores. We have the ability to change our food supply. The animals can't.
They do have the options, and then we can also domesticate those
No.
animals.
How does an animal choose to change its food supply?
There is multiple like ways the animal can choose to like. They would have to collectively like come together and stop doing it
Is that ever going to
collectively.
happen, sir? Are they ever going to? Are the animals going to come together and change their food supply? No, you're making up ridiculous scenarios that are never going to happen. So let's focus on humans who we know can change tomorrow. We don't get our morality from lions. We get our morality from people, and our
Okay,
actions,
man, I
the
understand
consequences of our
that.
actions. So let's
I
get back on
understand that.
track and justify slaughtering animals that don't
It's
have to be.
justified because of the simple fact the animals that are taken care of on the farm, if nobody was eating these animals or anything like that, please explain to me who is going to take care of these animals? Like who's going to take care of these animals?
People would.
Who, like specifically, who's going to take care of the animals?
People in sanctuaries. Do you know what a sanctuary is?
Do you not understand? Okay, explain what a sanctuary
No,
is.
please. Do you know what a sanctuary is?
No, explain what a sanctuary
It's a
is.
place where we hold animals and we care for them until they pass naturally. That's what a
And
sanctuary is.
do you not understand that people do these things because of the simple fact they run the business of the farm? You're acting like they just
Yes,
do these
they
things
run
out
the
the
business
kindness
of
of
the
their
farm,
heart.
but
That's not true.
that government money would be spent on building sanctuaries for the animals, and we would slowly wean off of animal products, and we'd all become better as a society.
That's not
So it's
true
a
because
win-win
if
if
they
we
built
would
these sanctuaries
think.
and they start taking
Look,
care of the
it
animals
would
and
be a
everything,
win-win on both sides. If we went vegan, we would slowly wean off of animal products. The world would be better. Yes, there would be an initial beginning time where it's going to be hard, but eventually it'll be ultimately better for humanity. So you're just saying, oh, it might be a little bit hard at the beginning to switch because
that's
it's
not what
some
I'm
crazy
saying.
hypothetical that's never going to happen. Right?
Not what I'm
Therefore, let
saying.
me go ahead and exploit and enslave and grape animals. In the
No,
meantime,
no, that's
this is a
not what I'm
terrible
saying.
argument.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's a terrible argument because that's not what I'm saying. Like if you were to put animals in a sanctuary and to start taking care of animals, it costs money to take care of those animals.
Yes, we
You're
get
not
that
going to
money
get
from
any.
those subsidies that were
I'm not done.
already
I'm not even
Santiago.
done.
Shh. We taxpayers are already paying meat industries to fund these farms. The government is already funding these farms. Okay?
I
So
understand.
we would take that money and instead of using it in these farms, we make them into sanctuaries.
There
Okay,
is
now
no
do you
profit.
understand?
Like, what are
Now
you
can we
not
get back to the
understanding?
topic at hand? What justifies
That
slaughtering
is
animals
that
today,
this is
which you
what
don't have to
I'm
do?
explaining it to you right now. This is what I'm
No, you're
explaining to
not. You're
you.
not. Non-vegans are so sidetracked. They want to make up excuses wherever they can, right? Stay on topic. You don't have to harm the animals today. It's not a good reason. There is no good reason. No, hunting does not stop overpopulation. It's a band-aid. The solution is that are non-fatal methods.
Hello?
How old are you?
Can I say something really quick?
How old are you? Hello? How old are you? Okay. Plants are protein and vitamins. You can get all the protein you need from plants, right? You don't have to consume animals to get your protein. So stop saying that. You guys are making bad excuses, and if you came up here, you get utterly roasted, right? So Just know that your arguments are bad. People can eat what they want. Okay, so can I eat you? Oh no, don't eat me. I'm a person. Okay, so why is it okay to eat an animal but not a person? What's the difference? You can't show it. Right? Again, you guys are making bad excuses, right? These are just bad reasons. The intelligence? Okay, so we can eat all the dumb people. We can eat the dumb people. Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hello? Hey. So my concern is like these animals, they aren't as smart as us.
And you get to kill them and slaughter them because they're not smart?
I mean, you're asking that they deserve rights, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't like if a cow murdered somebody, you wouldn't put them in like a court of law, right?
Yeah, that's not the same thing as rights, right? That's like legal action we would take against them. That's legal prosecution. But of course, we would never put a cow in a jail because a cow is not a rational being. However,
Right.
we would still grant rights to other people, just like people murder. But we still grant rights to people in general, right? So why should we slaughter and kill animals? What's the reason for that?
Aren't you trying to say that they're the same as us?
Nope, I never said that. They're sufficiently different. They're sufficiently valuable such that we should give them rights and moral consideration.
And what gives them that right?
The fact that they're sentient, conscious, aware.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah. I guess I should become vegan now, huh?
Yeah. You should, man. It's that simple. It's literally that simple, right? It's basic facts.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
So your argument is on the moral grounds.
Yeah.
So is it immorally wrong to say if I were to raise cattle and it were to die by natural causes that I were to eat it?
If you're raising cattle for the sole purpose of exploiting them, yes, I think that's wrong.
I mean, isn't it any form of raising cattle a form of exploiting them in some way?
Yeah, that's why we're against farming animals, because it's exploitation, right? If I was to exploit babies and eat their body parts after they naturally died, would that be okay?
There's
to you?
already people doing that.
Yeah, would that be okay to you?
No, of course not.
Exactly. And that's wrong for me for the same exact reasons it's wrong to do that to a cow, because both beings are sentient and conscious.
Sure. I think the difference here lies is humans are under the image of God, and we were given dominion over this earth.
Okay, so if tomorrow we found out that we were not made in God's image, it would be okay for you to eat babies? That'd be okay to you?
I wouldn't find that out. It's not a core belief.
Let's entertain this basic hypothetical here, right? What if tomorrow we found out that we're not made in God's image? Would that be okay for you to kill and eat babies?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I don't follow hypotheticals.
Oh, so you're not gonna entertain your logic being tested for its consistency.
No, it's not
You're not
the
gonna be
fact that it's not
logical.
being
So you're just not
whether
gonna
it's
be
being
logical with
tested or
us.
not.
You're not gonna be logical with us today?
I can be logical with you.
Okay, so
Sure.
then entertain the
All right, let's follow.
hypothetical.
Let's track. When we're gonna find out that we're not made in the image of God tomorrow,
Right.
and to essentially meaning that it would make it morally okay in some people's eyes to consume babies.
Would it be okay in your eyes to eat babies if we're not made in the image of God? Yes or no?
No, of course.
Of course not. It would be wrong.
Yes, but I mean, we're still speaking on hypotheticals,
great.
right?
So okay, Gary, then your original claim is refuted, because whether or not we're made in the image of God, it would still be wrong to eat babies, just like it is for the animals. So again, we're back to square one. What's the morally relevant difference?
I don't think anyone's operating on the basis of morality when they come to eating animals.
Well, they should. That's why we're here to talk with you about this, right? Because you're harming somebody who's sentient, aware, and conscious, who shouldn't have to be.
So, I mean, I don't think this will ultimately. I mean, I see what you're doing here, and it's great, right? To make people conscious of their actions.
It's already working, sir.
Yeah,
Veganism is rising, and we don't need the whole world to go vegan if that's what your next comment's going to be. All we need is a few percentage of people to speak up, and it'll make change happen, guaranteed. So, do you have an actual argument for us today? You're just going to whimper away and cry.
Well, I'm not whimpering. I'm just telling you that I think it's irrelevant.
Okay, yeah, that's AKA whimpering away, right? Hey, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? How you doing, Mike?
Great.
So, why do you guys say that, it's wrong to kill animals when you're killing 7 billion, small animals with the pesticides and everything just to feed, yourself with the vegetables? Either way, if you're killing the cow, you're still killing the cow. If you're eating the vegetables, you're still killing all the rabbits and everything like that.
Yeah, so what percent of crops do you think are grown for human consumption?
I imagine probably a big portion of it.
Yeah, about 70% of all the crops are made for humans, are made for animals. So we have to grow crops to feed the animals that you slaughter and grape. So most of those crop deaths are caused by you. Secondly, we don't see crop deaths as rights violations as vegans, because we don't control what happens at crop fields. We're not the crop field police. We can't stop mice from going into our fields and eating pesticide-ridden crops. But what we can do is maximally reduce our suffering that we cause, and that's why veganism is the morally better decision to make than what you're doing currently.
Well, what about like grass-fed with, letting the cows just eat the grass and everything like that? You're not having the fields or anything like that with the pesticides, kind of like how the vegetables go. Because the rabbits and everything, they're more attracted, to, the carrots and, the tomatoes and everything that are, being protected by the pesticides and everything, rather than the grass fields that the cows go ahead and eat.
Yeah, the problem is you're still exploiting animals by doing the grass-fed shit, right? You're still exploiting them, you're still farming them, and then killing them. You have to still kill billions of cows per year just to feed humanity, which is what we're doing now. So you're not going to solve anything by doing grass-fed. That's just going to make things go back to square one, right? We're going back to factory farming again.
Yeah, but then you're still killing all those animals if you eat more of the vegetables, with the pesticides and everything, than you are just letting the cows do their thing and eat the grass. So that way you can have, them. And, a lot of people.
Do you think all the grass in the world is grown all the time around, in every part of the world? No. There are some portions of the earth that cannot grow grass all times of the year. So that's why a lot of grass has to be imported. So in that process, animals are going to die there too, in the process of making those grasses, right? So number one. Number two, a lot of those grass-fed cows are actually mostly grass. They're grain-fed in the beginning and then finished off with grass. So yeah, it's more efficient for farmers to do that. Grass-fed cows is extremely taxing for the environment. It's very resource intense, and that's why we don't do it globally. It's too inefficient, and that's why we'd have to, again, resort back to factory farming if we were to take on that endeavor. It would be impractical to do and still exploiting and taking the rights away from animals.
Well, you got to eat a lot more, vegetables and have a lot more land and everything, whatnot, for, the vegetables to fill up, And then,
Absolutely not.
a couple
No.
pounds of meat and everything, you're good to go,
No, absolutely not. In fact, if the entire world were vegan, and there's a great study on this called "Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts to Producers and Consumers" by Oxford, and it demonstrates that the entire world went vegan, we could feed everybody with a fraction, 25% of the land we currently use for the animals. So we would save land and feed everybody and reduce and minimize all deaths around the world if we all were to go vegan. It's the perfect solution.
I don't know. It seems like the fields with the pesticides kill a lot more animals than a single cow. Compared to what they can feed people.
You're forgetting the grasses. You're forgetting all the stuff that is all the grains you have to grow to feed those grass-finished cows. You're forgetting all the nuance there. You're forgetting all the resources we have to use to feed those cows. Cows are not small. They're big. They're big things. It takes a lot of resources to grow those things.
I don't know. A lot of times I know a lot of farmers. A lot of times they just let them out and eat the vegetation around them and everything, and they kind of like clean the land and everything like that around them. And
and we would need tons and tons of more resources, more land, more grasses to be imported and exported just to feed those cows. So you're not doing anything better than what we're doing as vegans.
Nothing's imported; it's naturally grown around them. In a lot of the areas.
Not worldwide, sir. Not around the world, okay? In many parts of the world, in the wintertime, you can't grow grass. So what do you do then? You have to import grasses. That's why it's inefficient to do what you're doing. This is why we do factory farming in the first place.
There's a lot of warm environments where they don't necessarily die, where they could still eat that vegetation.
Yeah, where in the Amazon, and now you want to deforest the Amazon, right? Now you're gonna destroy more land. You're gonna destroy all that stuff just to feed the damn cows. When we can just go vegan, and not only reduce our impact on the environment, but also entertain things like vertical farming, hydroponic farming, which requires no land, almost no land.
But where's your sources that it requires a lot of imports and everything in the U.S. to feed these cows? Where's your source?
USDA, sir. USDA has all that information about how they process these cows and everything.
Right now, we just got your word for it.
Yeah, if you go look up on the USDA website, you'll discover all these things I'm telling you about grass imports and all these things. Now, do you have a reason why we should slaughter animals again, or should I kick you?
Well, I thought we were having a conversation here, but if you want to not have a conversation, you could kick me.
Well, to me, this is not a very good argument. Grass-fed cows are better for no reason, so let's go ahead and exploit them. That's not a good reason for me. That's not a good reason in my view.
Killing more small animals, like your whole point of killing animals, and you're doing the same thing. And meat tastes more delicious too.
You didn't listen to a damn thing I told you, right? From the beginning, I told you that vegans don't see anything wrong with crop deaths because they're not rights violations. You know what that means?
Well, if you go ahead and let the cows do your thing, you're not, you're going to still eat the animal, right?
It doesn't matter. Jake, you're not really engaging in what I'm telling you. Do you know that vegans don't see crop deaths as rights violations at all, right?
You should. That's terrible that those animals die.
Well, that's out of our control, right? It's terrible that sometimes I breathe.
It's terrible that you don't eat them.
Jake,
it's waste of animal life.
Jake, it's terrible that sometimes when I breathe in and out, a fly might go into my mouth. And I might kill a fly.
Same thing with the cowboys.
But that's not a rights violation, Jake, because we don't control our breath. And if we were to stop breathing, we die. That's why we don't see it's wrong to breathe. Because those flies, we don't control those flies going into our mouth, just like we don't control those animals going into crop fields. Do you understand the difference, sir, between you slaughtering those cows intentionally, exploiting them, violating their rights to life, versus me eating a cucumber?
Well, you're just trying to justify kind of like how the cowboys would go and kill the buffalo in the field and left them to rot instead of eating them. That's the same concept.
So you think you think a cowboy with a gun shooting a buffalo is the same thing as a a squirrel that might go into the crop field one night, and eat a pesticide-ridden food and die a couple of days later? You think
Same
that's
concept.
equivalent?
Same
To you
concept. They're both
slaughtering a
dying
cow.
from humans.
You think the responsibility there is equal?
It's just as bad. You're both killing animals.
How is the responsibility equal?
Because
When
you're
I didn't
both
control
killing
the
the
squirrel.
animals and you're not using them to eat them.
But I didn't kill the squirrel, sir.
Sure you
It
did. You
happened to
put
go onto that crop
pesticides
field.
in your field to kill them. So you can
Jake,
have your wonderful
Jake, you're not
vegetables.
listening. You're not
You're
listening.
not listening.
I did I
I just
was
destroyed your whole
Jake,
argument.
Jake, please. Was I responsible for that squirrel going into the crop field on its own fruition?
You're responsible for putting the pesticides there.
Right, but am I responsible for the squirrel?
Yes.
I'm
Because you put the
responsible for the
pesticides
squirrel. How am I responsible for this squirrel going into the crop field? Do I
Because
have
the
a
intent
squirrel?
was to kill it if it went into your crop
Jake,
field.
Jake,
So you
Jake,
put
Jake, Jake, Jake. I don't have a remote control that controls all the squirrels. I don't control that. But what you do control are the cows being slaughtered. I don't control crop deaths. I can't control that. But you
I
do
just
control these
pointed
animals
out
that
you
are dying in farms for no reason. By the billions, by the way, way more
just
than will
debunked
die
you.
in crop fields.
It just debunked your argument.
No, you didn't, because by the way, the first thing you said was 7 billion. That's the wrong number. It's actually 7 million. And the actual report
No,
is called
it's a B. It's in the billions.
Jake, no. The study is called Field Deaths in Plant Agriculture, and it shows the things I'm telling you right now, that most of those mice that go into those fields aren't dying because of farmers. They're dying because they happen to go onto the field and eat and then escape, and then in the process they die after. That's the point you're missing. You just don't want to listen to me.
No, they're both dying by humans, and
They're not.
you don't
How
want to
is
accept that reality.
Jake, how is a squirrel dying by a human who happens to eat a crop? How am I responsible for that?
Because you're putting pesticides in the field to kill it.
But how am
Period.
I responsible for that squirrel that happened to eat the pesticide?
Did you hear what I said? You're putting
Jake,
poison
how am
to
I
kill it.
responsible for the squirrel who happened to go into the crop field?
If I take an axe and kill a rabbit, or if I take a gun or a pew and kill a rabbit, is there a difference?
Jake, how am I responsible for a squirrel who I didn't shoot with a gun? It happened to go onto my field and eat a crop. How am I responsible for that squirrel's actions?
Okay, I'm going to repeat it again. Are you listening? Are you listening, Mike? Because you put the pesticides there.
You're not answering my question, Jake.
Yes, I am.
How am I responsible for the squirrel going onto the field?
Because you put the pesticides there to kill it.
No. The pesticide has no relevance to the squirrel.
It absolutely does.
How?
It doesn't matter what
How
weapon
does
you
how
use
does
to
a
kill it,
pesticide
you're still
how does a
killing it.
pesticide make the squirrel go into the crop field?
Does it matter what weapon you use to kill an animal?
Jake, answer the question. How am I responsible for that squirrel going onto the crop field? How am I responsible for the squirrel's actions?
Because you want to eat the vegetables, don't you? So you put
You're
pesticides
short-circuiting,
in.
Jake. You're short-circuiting. How am I responsible for that squirrel's actions?
You know, Mike, I just debunked you, and over again, I think
This is absurd. We're not responsible for animals that happen to go onto those crop fields. They happen to do that. We don't control that. We don't have remote controls making the squirrels go into the fields, right? We don't control that. But what we do control is the cows we raise on farms to slaughter. We do control that. So we do consider those things rights violations. We don't consider the squirrel dying a rights violation.
Hey, how are you, brother?
Hi.
Yeah, so just before I get into what I want to say, I do want to make Jake a point for him.
No. Let's just get on topic here. What justifies eating animals?
Yeah, sure. So I believe that there is a hierarchy of value, and I think that you do too.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. But how is this relevant?
yeah, I'm going to get into it. Please let me speak. So, for example, do you think that it's okay to pet a cow that you just met?
Okay, to what?
To pet a cow that you just met, to walk up and pet it.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's okay.
Yeah, okay. Is it okay to walk up and pet a person that you just met? Probably not, right?
Well, yeah, it's probably not going to be okay in most cases, but I think
Right,
it might be
and I think
okay. What's your
the
point,
key
sir?
difference, the key difference there is level of intelligence, right? So we know there's a good chance
Yeah, I
that
know we treat
person,
animals and humans differently. That's why we don't give cows a driver's license.
right?
Because they're
Exactly.
not as
So,
rational as us. But this is irrelevant. There's sufficient
it's not
value in a
irrelevant.
cow. Joe, it is irrelevant. And the reason why is because there's sufficient value in a cow such that we should protect their rights to life.
Yeah, there's also sufficient value in a cow to our nutritional value.
But the problem is you don't have to eat a cow for nutrition. You can eat a
No, you
plant for
don't have to.
nutrition and get the same nutrition. See, that's the problem here, right? You thought you had an argument, but you didn't.
First off, just because we don't have to do something doesn't mean we must not do
Yeah,
that
but
thing.
when you slaughter a cow, you're causing excess cruelty, exploitation, and harm that's not needed.
I never asked for cruelty. Animal
Well,
cruelty
you
is already a
did.
crime.
Every time you ask for meat, you're asking for cruelty and death.
First off, you wanted me to justify eating animals.
You haven't
That's what
done
your
so
prompt
yet.
says.
So try again. What justifies slaughtering animals?
Your prompt says justify eating animals, not cruelly farming animals. So I'm
Yeah,
not
what
trying to
justifies
justify
eating
cruel
animals
farming
with you that you
techniques.
don't have to eat?
Right. Just to be clear, I'm not trying to justify cruel farming techniques. I'm justifying
Joel,
eating meat.
answer the question. What justifies eating animals?
As I said, there is a hierarchy of value.
No, what
Right.
justifies eating animals, sir?
The
Try
only
again.
place that you and me disagree is to the
Joel,
extent of which.
Try again. What justifies slaughtering cows?
Okay, so don't just interrupt me before I can make a point.
What
That's not
justifies
good debate.
slaughtering cows, Joe?
I'm trying to answer that question. Can I do that? Thank you.
What justifies doing it?
Yeah. So the only place that me and you disagree on where the justification lies is the line to which the hierarchy of value should be applied.
Okay, so
We
what
disagree where that line
justifies
should
slaughtering
fall.
cows? What trait? Name the trait.
Yeah. A vast disparity of intelligence between them and humans.
Okay.
The same way.
Okay. So let me get this right. You think cows are not as intelligent as us, therefore we get to slaughter them, correct?
Are you evil for stepping on an ant?
Joel, if a cow is not intelligent, we get to slaughter it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what if I took a person with the same amount of intelligence as the cow, they were mentally disabled? If we equivalize those two intelligences between those two beings, would it be okay for you to kill that person?
We draw allegiance to our own kind.
Joel, would it be okay, right or wrong to kill that person who's not as smart, who has
I just answered you
smart
wrong.
as a cow?
I just answered you wrong because we draw allegiances
Okay.
to our own kind.
Okay, so then it's not intelligence that matters. What matters to you is our species, correct?
That's not a rebuttal.
That's not a
stipulation-
rebuttal, sir. Do you know what I just told you? Can you still man my argument here?
I just told you the reason why that specific case that you tried.
Joel,
to bring
you're
up
not
is
listening.
apply.
You're confused. Look, you told me that cows are not as intelligent as us, therefore we get to eat them. I showed you that if we equalize this trait with a person, imagine a person is just as intelligent as a cow, you would still not harm them. So intelligence cancels it out. Cancels out.
No.
Yes,
Wrong.
that trait cancels out because no
I'm
matter
sorry,
how
but-
intelligent a person is, you would never harm them. Correct?
Because they are a person.
Okay, so it's not
We
intelligence;
have
it's the fact that
allegiances
they're
to
a
our own
person.
kind.
Joel, it's not the intelligence
creature
that
on this
matters.
planet has allegiances to their own kind.
Shh. It's not the intelligence that matters. It's the personhood. Correct?
I just rebutted that point. You can't just keep repeating it and
Joel,
saying I'm
it's not the
rebutting it.
intelligence. It's the personhood that matters, right?
Both.
Well, again, I showed you that intelligence cancels out because no matter how intelligent somebody was, you would still not harm them, correct?
What about a pig that's on the same
Joel,
intelligence level
you're
as
not
a cow?
engaging. You're not a good faith debater right now. Please engage
You
in
are
what I'm telling
literally
you.
repeating the same point that I've just
Because you're
listed
not
my
answering the
justification for.
question. You're not answering the question.
Literally
No matter
just
how
gave
so
my justification.
Joel, let me try again.
Go ahead.
No matter how intelligent a person is, you would never harm a person just because they're not as intelligent as you, correct?
That's correct, but not because of their
So then it
intelligence
has
level,
nothing to
because
do
of
with
our allegiances
intelligence. So
to
then
our
it
own
has
kind.
nothing to do with intelligence. It has to do with them being a person, correct?
You're literally just repeating the same
All
point.
right. Have a good day,
given my
Joel.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Good.
So, first and foremost, I want to start by saying that this is a very refreshing debate. As somebody who has more or less just started on the road to living a more sustainable plant-based lifestyle, I love hearing this. I do want to ask you a couple of questions, though. Specifically in regards to affordability and ease of access. In I'm trying to think of how to explain this. As an African American male, growing up where I grew up, the affordability and the ease of access for
Sorry, I just don't have time to entertain those questions. I'm sorry. I know I'm disrespectful, but look, I really don't care for that stuff right now. Hey, how are you?
Hello. I'm doing good. Low key, I was gonna ask you a question, but you just kicked the last guy, so you could kick me.
Yeah, you can be vegan, and there's no reason to not be vegan. You can get very affordable meals if you're vegan. If you really care about the animals, you will take the time to do a little bit of research and show the cheaper meals. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good.
So, what's your argument that everybody can be a vegan?
Yeah, what do you think veganism means?
A plant-based, nothing that comes from an animal of any sort, like eggs, meat.
That's not what veganism means. Yeah, so you're confused as to what veganism means. You don't really
Well,
know.
there's a difference between veganism.
So let me go ahead and
being
explain. So let me go ahead and explain it to you. Veganism is an ethical principle that seeks to reduce and minimize the suffering and exploitation of animals as much as practicable. And yes, diet. You can be vegan, and you're going to look for your diet. You're going to look for animal products to minimize those in your diet. So the point is that everybody can be vegan as long as you're reducing and minimizing your consumption of animal products. So everybody can be vegan.
So, what do you say about how everybody can be vegan, but what about culture? Meat and eating animals is a big part in the cultures. So do you just
so was
throw those books out
cannibalism,
the
so
door?
was slavery in the past, right? Just because grape is a part of your culture doesn't mean it's okay to grape. Do you agree?
Agree, yes.
Okay, so culture is irrelevant here. We're talking about what's morally acceptable, what's morally good to do. And just because this is part of your culture to exploit and enslave animals, it doesn't make it okay to continue that.
Isn't it a big part of evolution that
Nope. There's
in
no. We did
evolution we
not
were.
evolve to slaughter and consume animals by the billions in factories. That was never part of our evolution, and that's irrelevant. This is an appeal to nature fallacy.
Now I'm friends with another lady that does debates about veganism and stuff like that. Now I do agree when it comes to.
No, David, you're not going to sit here and go, "I agree with you here." I want you
Hang
to.
on,
I want an
hang on.
argument again. I want an argument that justifies.
Don't be disrespectful.
Don't stuff pigs in gas chambers, right? That's the epitome of disrespect. But let's go ahead and demonstrate what justifies eating animals for you.
What justifies slaughtering animals?
Yeah, same thing.
I don't slaughter them. I don't.
You pay for it, right?
Well, I hunt and kill my own.
Yeah, you essentially pay for the gun, the ammo, to go out into nature and then kill an animal, take its rights to life away, slaughter it for no good reason. What justifies that?
For food.
Do you have access to a store?
Of course. I think most people nowadays.
So then why are you killing an animal when you could go to the store and buy everything you need from the store?
Because it's the right as a human, as a human, not as an intelligent being or anything like that, but just as a human.
What are you talking about? What justifies killing an animal? Killing somebody who didn't have to die? You don't have a good reason for that. You're just saying, "Oh, well, I'm a human, so I'm a human, therefore I can slaughter others." That makes no sense. What justifies slaughtering animals?
Well, it's no different than me shooting somebody. You know, it's not justified. People do it, but it's just
David, do
I'm
you
allowed
think
to do
it's
it.
morally acceptable to hunt a person?
Well, of course not.
Why not?
But you saying it's not justified. Well, there's people that out there do it. What if somebody walked in my
David,
house?
you're not understanding what I'm asking you.
What if somebody
Why is
came
it
into my
wrong
house
to
and I
hunt
was
a
able to
per-
shoot
why
them?
is
That's
it
justified,
wrong-
right?
Why is it wrong to hunt a person?
Isn't it? Well, it's against the law. It's not against the law to
I'm
hunt
not
and kill
talking
animals.
about legality. We're talking about morality.
Well, just like the one guy said, humans look out for other humans, just like in Animal Kingdom, animals look out for other animals. Mammals look out for other mammals. Just
Why
like
do-
a
why do we
dolphin
look out for
protects
humans?
somebody
Why
from a
do we look out
shark.
for humans only?
Do what?
So we only look out for humans. So it'd be okay for you to kill and slaughter dogs? That's okay?
No, it's been over the several.
Oh, but I thought you
It's-
just said that we care.
I think
for
it's one of
humans
those
only.
things
I thought you said
where
we only
it's
care about
taught.
humans.
I think it's one of those things where it's taught, just like animals, dogs, cats, birds, stuff like that.
It's taught
It's one of
to
those
you.
things that's raised
Exactly.
about. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And just because you're taught to enslave somebody doesn't make it good to do that, right?
Right. So it's one of those
Okay,
things.
so then being taught or the normalization of
I think it's not necessarily.
Oh my gosh. The normalization of animal hunting and slaughtering, the idea that we teach it to people, it doesn't make it okay to continue doing that. It's not a good justification. And you just conceded it wasn't. So let's try again and come back with a better reason to slaughter innocent creatures, innocent others.
Because I can.
Really?
Correct.
So you think might makes right. So I can grape somebody, so I should grape somebody, correct?
That's so far. That's so far. Yes,
But, sir,
you can. Yes, you can. Will you? No. Is it against the law? Yes.
David, you're not understanding.
No,
We're
no,
saying,
no, no.
what
See,
I-
there's
what I'm saying-
there's. Oh,
What I'm trying to explain to you is that your justification of "I can, therefore we should" is a bad one. If you use this justification, I can say it's for anything else. Oh, I can grape, I can murder, therefore we should. That's not a good justification at all. That's why we're vegan, right? Because we don't see a good reason to do what you're doing. We notice the inconsistency.
Yo, I live in Alaska, so it kind of
Yeah.
justifies.
How old are you, buddy?
I'm 18, 06, September 5.
Okay.
Yeah. You're asking what justifies eating animals. Me personally, I live in Alaska. There's really no plants where I live. I just, yeah. I hunt with my dad.
Do you have stores?
Nah, it's pretty far.
So you never go to the store to buy water?
Yeah, my dad does, but other than that,
Oh, okay. Yeah. So your dad can go to the store and buy water. You can also buy things like beans, rices, probably plants, things like that.
actually, there's a shortage over here because I forgot why, but yeah, something like that. Yeah,
There's a shortage
yeah,
of
and vegetables.
there's a shortage of vegetables.
Yeah, and my dad is like low in gas and stuff.
Yeah, I think you're just making shit up as you go, buddy. My dog ate my homework. I live in the Arctic Circle. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Unfortunately.
What's that?
Unfortunately.
Why'd you say that? What's unfortunate?
That's why I'm saying that. Because go ahead. What's your point?
What's your point? I'm the one debating you, and you're the
slaughter
host.
animals. Why should we slaughter animals?
Why do other animals slaughter animals?
Because they have to. We don't.
Are you conceding right here, right now, that humans are to exclusively be herbivores?
No, we just don't have to eat animals. Morally speaking, it's wrong.
So we don't have. Is it that
we don't have to? Therefore,
just because the moral responsibility of our higher intelligence, or is it because?
Yeah, we have responsibility because we have choices.
Okay, so do you think that within those responsibilities and choices, you can make whatever choice that you want in your life?
No, we should make the choices.
Okay, no. I'm glad you said no. I'm glad you said no, Mike, because is someone's right to do what they want within moral reason good or bad?
What do you mean do what they want? No, nobody should just do what they want.
Within
look, there's a normative
Mike,
thing here.
I'm talking right now, Mike.
It's my life. And listen, when we talk about oughts, we're talking about normativity, right? We ought to do something. And that is going to be the case when veganism, right? We ought to not harm animals. Why? Because we have choices. We have a responsibility to do otherwise. And it causes harm and suffering to the animals. So that's why we shouldn't.
I don't need you to explain it to me.
Then what justifies killing animals? What do you justify as killing animals and eating them?
Well, you don't even know my stance, and you're asking me that question. I could be agreeing with you, but
I don't care. Can you just please justify eating animals, please, before I go? Before I kick you?
Okay, so I'm a vegetarian personally.
People make it like so complicated. Just give the argument.
No.
Just give an argument, right?
All right. So most like plant like importers into the country, like they like exploit the workers, like the banana republics that basically Chiquita made down in South and Central America.
Magnus, what justifies slaughtering and eating animals, sir?
Justification, it's just a matter of choice. Like I think exploiting humans is significantly worse than exploiting animals.
Okay.
Because
why
humans.
is it okay to exploit animals but not humans?
I feel like humans have a wider range of emotion. Like, and I can, it's easier to empathize with something that, you know.
Okay, so you're saying we have humans have emotions, animals don't, therefore we get to slaughter them.
Not entirely. I mean, like, not okay. So my point is, like, yeah, humans, they tend to, we can sympathize with them more, right?
More? Okay, so we can sympathize with them more, therefore we shouldn't kill them.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if you have a choice between if you have a choice between U.S. business crippling an entire country's economy versus like Tyson just like having or genetically modifying a couple of like a shit ton of chickens. Like I think the people living in like the South and Central America, they should probably
Okay.
be taken into higher account because there also is
Okay,
like a significant.
I understand that. I still understand, Magnus. So what you're saying
All
is
right.
that humans have more value, and I
Yeah.
agree with you. In general, humans are more valuable than animals in most cases. However, I think that animals hold sufficient value such that we shouldn't exploit them at all. And the reason being is because they're sentient, conscious, and aware. Now, you raised the point that animals are not as, we can't sympathize with them as much as we can with humans. But
Right.
Magnus, what if there were some people who we could not sympathize with at all? Should we get to kill those people who we can't sympathize with?
Well, I mean, like, if like to I think to require like no sympathy, like in case like self defense, like if someone comes at you, like you shouldn't sympathize with them because they're trying to kill you. So
Magnus, we're
basically,
not
yeah.
talking about self-defense. I agree with you, self-defense. I'm
I
asking
mean,
in a
like
general,
what other
Magnus,
cases would you not sympathize with someone? Like,
imagine there's a person who is mentally disabled and they have no ability for sympathy. Would you be okay with killing that person?
so like psychopaths, like
It doesn't
people
matter. It's somebody who doesn't have
just
any sympathy, who
okay,
can't
all right.
sympathize with you.
I mean, okay. So it wouldn't be okay with killing them for like no reason, right? But because we eat we tend to eat animals, and we like if we kill a human, right?
Magnus, I think you're short-circuiting, sir. I think you're short-circuiting. Let's try
Oh,
again.
I'm sorry. No, I have a bit of a stutter. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, there's.
Yes or no? Would you slaughter somebody who's innocent, who doesn't sympathize with you? Yes
If
or
I'm
no?
gonna eat them, if I'm gonna like eat them, then like if it was a survival scenario,
It's
right?
not a survival scenario. It's not a survival. It's just a regular, typical Monday.
Well, I don't plan on eating humans, all that often.
I understand that, but would it be morally right to slaughter somebody who could not sympathize with you?
No, but because we
Okay,
utilize.
great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
So when you said before, oh well, the animals can't sympathize with us, that's negated because you just said 2 seconds ago that you would still uphold their rights to life if they're human. So what's the difference?
Well, okay. Well, because they're being utilized, like it's a combination of various factors. Like because they're being utilized to feed, people, and actually like in the Midwest and stuff, like or not in the West, but like in the Middle East, it's kind of difficult to get large like plant exports there, like in the Sahara and all that. So
Okay,
I mean,
so
it's
you're
it's
saying
a
that if those mentally disabled people who can't sympathize with you, if we grew them for food, then it would be okay to kill those people, correct?
people, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, like if the, like
Magnus, are you serious? You think that you can farm people for food and kill them?
well, like okay, if okay. I mean, like what? I don't know what you like. If
Magnus, I think you're a nice person, right? I don't think you really would do what you just said, right? Just look at what you really believe, right? Think about what you just said, and think and ponder about what you just said, and realize that there's no morally relevant difference between what you just said and the animals. In terms of the traits you gave me, there's no difference. There's no reason why we should kill a cow but not a person. Both of us are sentient, aware, conscious. There's no reason to harm either of us. Hello? Boost? Babushka? All right, have a good day. Plants breathe? Nope, they don't have lungs. Hello?
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi.
So I'm like kind of like cut in between. So I just, if you don't mind me asking, like, why do you think, I guess not being vegan is wrong? And I'll just listen to you because I'm curious, you know?
Yeah, I think it's wrong to slaughter somebody who didn't have to die.
Okay. What if it's like a scenario where it's like necessary? I know in America, it's definitely not. So I'm not arguing that for here. But in countries where you can't grow food or it's sparse, then what would you say to like, I guess, people raising animals to slaughter?
Yeah, I still think it'd be wrong there because you're still exploiting an animal. I think those people should be looking to other options. They should be importing more food if they can. I think there needs to be a global cooperation, of course. There needs to be a governmental cooperation. But we're not talking about those people right now. We're talking about you, right? Are you in some kind of island in the Arctic?
Oh no, I'm in America.
So what justifies slaughtering animals in your eyes?
I wouldn't. Can I be completely honest with you? I wouldn't even say there's a justification. It's really just like that's how I grew up. Like
Cool.
you know.
Thank you, man. That's an easy W for me. There is some justification, guys. You heard it from his mouth.
Hello.
Hi.
I just want to start. Why don't vegans care about the fact that plants are also living things?
Because they're not sentient.
True, but they're still important.
Okay, well, if you think that plants are so important, go vegan, because vegans kill less plants by far.
Protein is important too, though.
You can get plenty of protein from plants.
You can get more protein from meat, though.
No, firm tofu has more protein per calorie than even beef.
What about like lean meat, like fish?
Still, there's more protein in plants. There's plenty of protein in plants. You don't have to eat meat at all. So what justifies it?
I don't know. I'm just saying it's more healthy to lead a non-vegan lifestyle with. Oh crap!
Yeah. There's no evidence of that. All the evidence suggests that vegans have lower risk of cancers, heart disease, arthritis, all kinds of diabetes.
Tofu causes estrogen production in men. Yo.
No, that doesn't. That's not true at all. There's no evidence of that nonsense.
Yo. Someone said that in the chat.
Yeah, they're just saying things because they don't want to change, right? Let's focus on the debate now. So, what justifies slaughtering animals?
I mean, just like, I think it just comes down to caring less, low key.
Oh,
I mean, I like the way they taste, so just.
Okay, so you like the way they taste. So if I like the way your mom tastes, I get to eat your mom up?
My mom's dead. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe your sister or your cousin?
I don't got a sister.
Your cousin? Whoever. Your family member. I get to eat them because they taste good to me?
I mean, what can I do to stop you if you have a weapon?
Do you think it's
Survival
wrong
of the
oh my gosh,
fittest type thing.
how do you not grasp this question? Do you think it's wrong to eat somebody if they taste good?
Yeah, but there's a difference between humans and animals. There's a reason animals don't follow laws the same way humans do.
Okay, what's the morally relevant difference?
They're not on the same advanced level.
Like on what? Like Roblox?
No, like
Okay.
of evolution or whatever. I guess they can't.
Evolution. Okay.
Like
there's
think
no
of
such thing as
cows.
advanced.
Think of cows. More people, at least in America, are eating cows than monkeys, right? Because monkeys are able to process more emotion, understand English, and they can grab things and have connections and stuff. Not to say that cows can't have connections and emotion and stuff, but it's just.
So your point is that the animals that don't have emotion or or intelligence like ours, we get to slaughter, correct?
I mean, it's not that deep.
Look, just please engage honestly. Like, what's the trait that justifies killing the animals? But not.
Someone in the chat said they are yummy. But,
All right. I feel like you're a child. Can you actually answer and engage? Or
I'm gonna get on that. Hold on. Let me think. I had a point. It's slipping.
All right, come back when you grasp it again.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you follow any religious texts at all?
hell no.
Oh, okay, because if you did, you would be eating animals, correct?
No, I would not be eating animals. I think there's no reason to do it. Do you have one?
Well, no, I was just I wanted to ask you because I maybe wanted to go vegan and try it maybe someday, and I wanted to ask you like what would be a good way like a good discussion or something you can kind of like convince me to stop eating animals.
There's no reason to eat animals. There's no good reason because the
What's
animals.
what's your main what's your main thing that you think it's wrong?
I think it's wrong to eat animals for the same reasons I think it's wrong to eat people. We're both sentient, we're both aware, we're both conscious. That's all. It's that simple. There's no argument I can make. There's no logical deduction I can make.
No, that's true because I've always thought about that. Like, why are we killing things that are conscious and has feelings? Like, even like bugs, whenever like bugs go around in my house and stuff like that, I even feel really bad for like smacking them or like killing them, and I also don't do it sometimes. So like, why are we?
So that's why I'm vegan. I don't want to harm animals that we don't have to.
That's what I'm saying, and it's kind of weird. But like, what do you think it comes from? Like that why do you think it came, or where do you think it came from? The fact that we do eat animals as a human species.
It's just tradition, right? We just think it's normal to do, and we do it. We're told by our mommies and daddies, you got to eat meat to be strong. You got to eat meat for protein. It's all bullshit.
That's true. But what would happen if there was no animals on Earth?
We eat plants.
Yeah, okay, so what would happen to all the crops?
Look, do you have a justification for eating animals, or should I kick you now?
No, there's no justification for eating animals, but...
Okay, thank you. Plants do not emit sounds. What you're talking about are cavitation events. When the plant gets dry, little air bubbles build up in the plant's stems, and they pop, and that's what you hear not with your ears. They don't scream with their lungs. Right? Plants aren't going, ah! Right? That doesn't happen. They don't have vocal cords. They can't scream. But what you're hearing are those air bubbles popping. Well, nice try.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what's up? I got a question for you. So, obviously, I believe that we've evolved to omnivores. Now, what do you think the difference between us, because I know you said it was tradition. What's the difference between us, eating meat and a cheetah eating a gazelle or
we have choices. They don't. We have choices. The animals don't.
So just because we have, morals, you believe we shouldn't?
We have choices. Choices comes responsibility, right? We have the responsibility to not eat the animals because it's harming them.
Yeah. Well, now, do you believe that it's possible to get full nutrition from a vegan diet?
Yes. It's a fact of reality. You can get all the nutrients you need as a vegan.
And there's nothing that you would lack. Because to be honest, I don't really know much.
There's nothing I lack, sir, except for patience with people like you. So hurry up and give the argument.
I don't have an argument. I'm just...
All right, have a good day. Thank you. I'm running out of patience. It's happening. Goose Frog Bob. Okay, hey, how are you? Goku? Goku? Did you collect your Dragon Balls yet? All right, let's get the next guest.
Mike? Yeah, I'm assuming this is just a troll because on your other account you said you were a dog farmer.
Yeah, that was to show the hypocrisy, right? When if I like whenever I do those dog lives, people get so mad at me. Oh, you shouldn't eat those dogs, and then I just to show the hypocrisy of non-vegans.
And also, you really believe in evolutions and and the big boom. Look at the Higgs bosom.
That's
the
right,
Higgs, the Higgs bosom. I mean,
all right. Good
these
talk,
damn
sir.
atheists, they're ridiculous.
Good talk, sir. Hey, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I guess I just have a question, and I guess it's kind of an argument as well. So how about like if I'm working out and I'm trying to like get full protein and everything like that, I feel like if you're vegan and you're not getting meat and everything like that, you can't really get big.
Oh, well, that's false. There's plenty of vegan bodybuilders. Towards Washington, all those guys.
I mean,
Patrick
I feel like, but it makes it a lot more difficult because you don't get any protein, like from eating.
No, it's not
just
difficult
salad.
at all. You can get plenty of protein as a vegan. You just like tofu, tempeh, seitan, these all protein dense foods.
I don't know. Like if you're like trying to get super big fast, you can't really bulk up being vegan.
Yes, you can. Again, you keep saying this. There's plenty of
I don't
vegans
know,
who are
but
bodybuilders. You don't have to eat meat to get protein.
okay. All right. Fair. That's all I had.
Cool. Thanks. No vegan has ever won Mr. Olympia. Well, that doesn't mean that you can't be strong as a vegan. That's a bad argument, right? Hey, how are you?
Hey, good man. How you doing?
Good. What justifies eating animals?
Well, I appreciate your cause and you being willing to have a thought about saving animals and protecting animals. That's very, very important to me. So good job. I think that's awesome. Do you believe, are you a vegan to help protect the life of animals? I mean, is that one of your primary goals?
Well, no. I care about maintaining the rights of the animals.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's great. Did you know that on the average soy farm or on the average wheat farm or on the average pea farm, on 40 acres alone, just that small of a piece, they average the killing of 300 squirrels, 500 birds, just on a small piece like that? So that's the concern I have being a vegan, you're actually way more destructive on animals. You're killing far more animals.
Yeah. So what percent of crops? So what percent of crops in the world do you think are grown for animals versus humans?
It doesn't matter. If you're a vegan, you're promoting the killing of animals. You kill every bird. You kill every squirrel. You kill every mouse. You kill everything by being a vegan.
Let me explain. Most crops in the world are grown for animals because you have to go feed for them, right? So that's why all those crop deaths you're talking about are way more under meat eating.
Incorrect.
Number two, we don't see those. Hold on, sir. Hold on.
I'll pull up the statistics.
We don't see those as rights violations.
Far greater amounts of land are for the production of food for people, far greater than for animals.
Nope. 80% of land that is arable is used for animal agriculture. You're wrong.
You can't count that because it includes free range. It includes the mountains. It includes the desert where there is no crops grown.
Did you hear what I just said? Like, you want a source on this?
Yeah, I've got the source for you.
It's called Reducing Environmental Impacts to Producers and Consumers. It demonstrates. Hold on, sir. Look, I know you want to come up here and go, "Oh, get the vegan," but just wait a second. 80% of arable land is used for the production of food for the animals, right? So if we stopped eating the animals, we'd have way more food for us. And the study I just cited demonstrates that we could feed the entire planet as vegans and use 25% the land we use today. So let's bring a better argument next time.
You muted me because you know you're right.
Argument is time.
You're killing more animals by being a vegan, far more. You're killing every bird, you're killing every squirrel, you're killing every mouse.
You're echoing, sir, and please give the empirics behind this. Please show that I'm killing every bird. You haven't shown that. Number one. Number two, you haven't recognized that we're not causing rights violations through crop farming. It's not a rights violation for a squirrel to happen to go onto land, right? Fix your echo, please, and come back. Hello? All right, he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to get in there. Oh, Parker was just in here. I had Parker in the guest request. He just left. I really wanted to debate Parker, man. Parker, come back, brother. Come back in. All right, let's see Orion. He doesn't want to smoke again. He was in my request and now he's gone, so. All right, let's get somebody else. Yeah, look, guys, to clear up the whole crop death thing, look, the reason why we don't see it wrong to grow crops is because we have to eat crops to survive, number one, but also we have to recognize that we're not causing a rights violation to the animals. We're not taking away the right to life by growing crops for humans. Hello?
Okay, so that guy was actually pretty much correct on that. And a great example for that would be the great state of Texas, which is the biggest state in this country. Hogs are killed every single day because of crops. And those crops are being harvested for humans. And that happens every single day. Would you support that for the hogs that are being killed every single day?
You didn't listen to it.
But you're right and you're wrong. But you're right.
No, listen, you're wrong.
I'm out of here. I'm wrong. You're right, bro.
Why do people want to do that? They want to come up here and just run their mouth, right? First of all, those wild hogs you're talking about in Texas are the product of meat eaters. The reason why those pigs are in Texas is because we took them from Spain. The Spaniards brought them to America because they wanted to eat their bodies, right? So we are against that as vegans. So that entire problem of feral pigs would not exist if everybody were vegan, okay? Number two, the animals, the crops that we grow in Texas is mostly for animal feed, corn, wheat, right? These are monoculture crops that we grow mainly for the animals. Why isn't this getting through you guys, right? This is a very simple mathematical thing.
I'll be right back. Chat. While I'm back, we're gonna decide chat if we're gonna just chat or R6 or whatever, bro. I'll be right back.
Hello? Hello?
Oh shit, yo, hello, my bad.
Yeah, we got.
I didn't even know I was up here. Yo, what's good?
What's good?
So you're vegan?
Yeah.
So do you eat? So you want to justify killing animals? So you don't like eat or unaliving animals?
Yeah, I don't want to unalive or.
All right. So do you eat
exploit
avocados?
them at all.
Do you eat avocados and almonds?
Yes, I do sometimes.
So what about the millions of bees that go into your avocados and almonds?
What about them?
Well, yeah, you don't like killing unaliving animals. So what about the bees?
Yeah, so avocados that are grown in places like Mexico, they don't use exploited bees.
Well,
right?
yeah,
They use social bees.
Most
First of
avocados and
all.
almonds have
Second
bees.
of all, it would be ridiculous to think that we should stop eating fruits and vegetables because bees are in the process. We don't control those bees that happen to pollinate plants that we happen to eat. But more importantly, yes, if you're against
Well,
eating
you could stop.
avocados, you
You
can
could stop
stop eating
eating almonds and
avocados. And if you're
avocados.
against killing bees, then you should be vegan because vegans reduce and minimize bee death, right? Most
Oh
of
no,
those bees.
I love meat, but
Okay,
so
great. So then, what justifies slaughtering and eating animals?
so do you know what would happen if everyone was vegan? Every animal would be extinct because they
No,
would
that's not
overpopulate.
true. The animals wouldn't go
Yeah, that is
extinct.
true.
We would
You can
maintain
look
their
it up.
populations if we have to. But I
You
don't
can
see
look it
why
up.
that's better than.
We have to kill animals. That's literally the cycle of life. We have to, or they'll
No, we don't have
overpopulate.
to kill animals. We can just eat plants and be just fine.
Well, what about the plant's life?
Plants aren't sentient.
Yeah, plants do have life. They have feeling.
No, plants don't feel.
Yes, plants do feel.
Oh,
You can
what's
you
the
can look it up.
mechanism? Okay, great. So what's the mechanism by which plants feel pain?
I don't know what the mechanism is, but
Well, then how do
plants
you really feel pain then?
plants. But do plants not have a life? Are
Yes, but
plants
they're
not
not
living
sentient,
things?
right? I don't care about life
Exactly. So you're killing
simplicator.
plants.
I don't care about life simplicator. I care about life
Oh,
plus
so you
sentience and
don't care about
consciousness.
lives. So you don't care about lives?
I care about life plus those things conjoined, right? Consciousness, awareness, sentience, all those things matter, plus life.
So when's the last time you ate like a good T-bone steak?
When was the last time you actually engaged in the logic at hand?
Engaged in logic? Probably today.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 19.
Okay, so what justifies slaughtering animals?
We have to eat them or they'll overpopulate and they'll go extinct.
We have to eat them or they overpopulate?
Yeah, and go
Yeah,
extinct.
so what animals would overpopulate if we didn't eat them?
Cows, pigs, chickens.
Okay, and how many pigs are there in existence right now?
I don't know the exact number.
Oh, but you know they're overpopulated, but you just don't know the number. Okay, well, there's about 10 billion pigs, about 10 billion, about 8 billion cows, and like 60, 70 billion chickens. And the reason why there's so many of these animals is not because they come from the wild and they're overpopulating, but because we breed them into existence in the first place and then kill them. See, so you're the one overpopulating those animals in the first place, and that's why vegans are against that. So you're actually arguing for veganism by saying that we shouldn't overpopulate the animals.
By the way, there's not 70 billion chickens in the world.
There's about 60 billion chickens.
There's about 30 billion, but right.
60 billion worldwide.
Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah. Right. All right. So, anyways, I have a question. Are you atheist?
Yeah.
Oh, you are. So, can I talk to you about religion or no?
Yeah. Is this relevant to the topic?
No.
Okay, then go away.
All right. Bye. Peace out.
Hey, Parker. Oh. Where do you go? All right, let's get the next guest here. Let the beard grow? I don't know. Every time I let the beard grow, I look a bit meaner. I don't want to look mean. I don't want to look too mean. Right?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
All right. So, one of your things for veganism was, I believe, what was it? What was one of the points he made? Oh yeah. So if it was a situation where someone lives in the mountains and let's say they have a gun and an animal is attacking them, they have the choice to shoot them. Would it be bad if they shot them, killed the animal, and then ate the animal?
Yeah, if it's for self-defense, this is debated amongst vegans. I mean, it's a gray area. I would say no because I wouldn't want to normalize eating animals. But yes, for self-defense, it's perfectly okay to kill an animal. But eating it, I wouldn't do it personally. But some vegans might, right? It just depends on the vegan.
So it would be justified in that scenario.
Yeah, but this is, again, not the scenarios we're talking about for this debate, right? I grant you that it's okay to defend yourself, right? That's a given. It's the needless suffering that you're causing that we care about.
Okay, and another point, and this kind of has to do with you being an atheist. So you believe that there's nothing that happens after life, right? No. Why would it matter that you kill an animal if they wouldn't even know? It's like you, before you were even born, like you wouldn't even realize it.
Because, well, first of all, the animals do recognize it. They do have life. But again, just because somebody wouldn't recognize it, that they're dying, doesn't mean that we get to kill them. Like, would you kill a baby because they don't recognize life and death? No.
No, you wouldn't. But the animals wouldn't realize that. I mean, no one would realize once they're gone that they're gone, right? It's like, again, before you're born.
Same with a baby. Same with, like, an orphan baby. Like, no one will know. No one will care that much.
True.
You can kill them? No, it'd be wrong to kill a baby, just like it'd be wrong to kill an animal.
Okay, so the only justified way, or not really justified, but the only way is if it was, let's say, for self-defense, or another one of your arguments was how they get slaughtered and they get raped and they're breeded specifically for killing. But what if, again, let's say I bring a gun to a mountain and I'm going there, staying over, and I kill an animal that hasn't been raped, that hasn't been, brutally forced to breed, and it's just wildlife. Does that still justify it?
No, because you're killing somebody who's innocent. Again, they're innocent animals. What, you shouldn't be able to kill it.
But if they had the chance, they would kill me.
Well, that doesn't justify killing them first. That doesn't justify killing them.
So would I rather die
innocent.
myself?
What?
So would I rather risk my own life?
No, look, if you're in a situation where there's a good chance they might kill you, well, then of course you're justified in killing it. But the fact that an animal is just roaming around minding their own business, I don't think that's okay to kill that animal, right? If it's innocent, you shouldn't kill it.
So, okay, again, back to that first point. So if you kill it, would it be justified, if it was self-defense, to eat it afterwards? If it was for self-defense.
I already answered this to you, sir. It depends on the vegan. Some vegans might think it's okay. Some think it's wrong. I think it's wrong.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Whew. Thanks, guys, for supporting Tapped Alive. This man's trying his hardest to make people feel bad. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, right? I'm just bringing up issues that make you feel uncomfortable, right? I'm not doing that to you. You don't have to be here. It's just that when you listen to a vegan, you recognize the guilt. You become aware of the guilt you have, right? You know that they're doing something wrong. So that's not my fault. That's your fault. You're doing something wrong.
Mike. Mike, I love you, bro.
Thank you, bro. All right, let's get the next victim here. Veganism is illogical. Let's hear what this guy has to say. Hello?
Yeah, so why is veganism good?
Well, do you think that this is a question you have to ask yourself, right? Do you think that killing an animal or killing a person's good if they don't have to?
No.
Okay, great. So the same reasons you think it's wrong to kill an innocent person, I think it's wrong to kill an innocent animal. There's no morally relevant difference there.
There is rationality.
Okay, so if somebody's rational, don't kill them. If they're not rational, kill them?
Well, I mean, it depends on whether or not.
Are you a troll? Thank you, baby girl, Nika, for the rose.
Well, I think people have value depending on whether or not they can contribute to society.
Okay, so the people that can't contribute to society, we get to kill them?
Well, I mean, we put murderers in jail.
The people that can't contribute that are innocent, should we kill them?
And if they don't contribute to society.
So a baby is guilty of not contributing to society, therefore they should be put to death? Is this your argument?
They contribute to society in the sense that they make rational humans happy.
Well, so can an animal. And there's plenty of babies that don't make
So
me happy.
we're not talking about animals that can make humans happy. We're talking about like wild animals that we want to eat.
Yeah, what's the difference between the baby and the animal that grants us the right to kill the animal, but not the baby?
Babies make rational humans happy, and we don't kill animals that make us happy.
Well, okay, so how about the babies that don't make me happy? How about the weird looking babies? Do we get to kill those weird looking babies that don't make me happy?
Put them up for adoption.
Do we get to kill them?
There's someone out there that wants them, so no.
Okay, so just because somebody doesn't make us happy doesn't mean we get to kill them. Your argument's refuted. It's negated.
The baby, bro, you're not getting it, bro. The baby could make someone else happy, so we shouldn't just kill it.
Okay, what if the baby doesn't make us happy? Do we get to kill that baby?
Well, no, it's a human.
Okay, so regardless if it makes us happy, we shouldn't kill somebody. So what's the difference between the baby and the cow?
Look, bro, the cow cannot think rationally.
Neither can a baby. Neither can a baby.
Look, babies have potential to think rationally.
Okay, well, this baby's disabled. They'll never think rationally. Do we get to kill that baby that doesn't have the potential to be smart?
Disabled people can act in accordance with morality and stuff. Like they're not just completely brain dead, bro.
Okay, so you're saying that babies can think morally? They're not moral agents.
I'm saying they have potential to, bro.
Okay, so this baby doesn't have potential to be smart or rational or moral. Do we get to kill those babies?
If it commits a bad crime, then
this can't be a serious debater. Like, are you serious?
We put murderers on death row. What are you talking about?
It's an innocent baby. Should we kill it?
I'm saying it's babies that don't do bad stuff, like people that grow up to do bad stuff.
All right, this person has no brain cell. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't be nice right now. That was just. Yeah, it's hard to justify eating animals. Correct. That's why I'm vegan. There is no reason. Hello? Did you guys see Parker in here before? He was like, let me up. I let him up and he ran. It's weird. All right, let's get the next guy here.
Yo.
Hey, what justifies slaughtering animals?
I just got a question. Let's say the whole world goes vegan, right? And 5 generations pass by. Do you think human race would grow weaker as like, like muscle mass or, just biology stuff? Do you think they would go weaker because of the nutritions they're going to be missing out, like on the meat?
Nope, there's no nutrition we're missing out by being vegan. There's not a single one.
Not a single one?
Nope.
So what about like the food chain and human being viewed as like the apex predator because we're just highly more intelligent than basically all animals?
No, there's no reason why we have to be part of the food chain and eat animals. We can still be part of the food chain and be vegan.
But animals eat each other and we're considered mammals, so what's the problem when we do it?
Lions eat their babies. Do we eat our babies too because lions do it?
Nah, but we have morality, which is why
Exactly. We have morality. We have rationality. So we have choices. If we have choices, we have responsibility to make the right choice, which is to go vegan.
All right. I got all my questions answered. All right.
Okay, thank you. Couple more people here. What time is it? My watch is dead. Hello?
Hi.
Hey, what's your argument?
I had eggs and corned beef hash for breakfast.
Okay, what's your argument that justifies eating animals, sir?
It tasted good.
Okay, so something tastes good, we get to kill them?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think your family tastes good. I get to kill your family? You taste good?
Nah, I lost. You won. Sorry.
Okay. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Impatient. What do you got?
So I just have to say a couple things. Meat is gas, bro. I don't care what anybody says about killing animals. It's wrong. It's right. I'm eating it no matter what. That shit fire.
Okay, so do you think it's good to kill somebody because they taste good, correct?
No, it's not. But obviously, I'm not going to kill a human because I can go to jail. It's legal to kill a cow, so why are you trying to justify it when it's already been justified?
Yeah,
We wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't. If it was wrong, we couldn't eat it. Obviously.
Yeah, so what if it was like perfectly legal to kill somebody for food and these people's meat
Then
tastes
fuck yeah,
gas,
bro. Fuck
bruh.
it. If it's legal, fuck it. I don't know.
What if these
I might
human-
try it. You can't say that you wouldn't try it one time if it was fucking legal and they're selling that shit. You wouldn't try it?
You would think it's okay to kill somebody, murder them, and then eat their body.
I didn't say that. I said if they're selling it at the store, I'm gonna buy it. You gotta at least try it, bro. That's something you would never try in your life. If they're selling it in the store,
Calvin, those people will be murdered for that meat. Would that be okay, sir? To murder somebody for their meat?
murdering a person compared to an animal is there's no like that's
what's the
that's
difference?
just dumb, bro. Literally,
difference?
the animal
What's the
does not have a life. It is literally here. God put it on this earth for us to fucking eat. It's literally what it says in the Bible. It says to eat the animal.
Okay, even dogs?
Yes.
So-
Chinese people eat dogs?
No, Calvin, God put dogs and cats here for us to eat?
It's an animal, ain't it?
Okay.
He says eat any animal that isn't hoofed.
Okay. Okay, so
I don't eat pig.
So Calvin, your argument is God said we could kill animals, therefore we should, correct?
He literally used to sacrifice animals to God.
Yeah, Calvin, can you answer the question?
What about the whenever the death angel is going over Egypt, and if the pharaohs didn't eat a lamb, the death angel killed their firstborn son? How about that?
Calvin, is your argument that God said it's okay to kill animals, therefore we should?
Yes, he literally, that is what's in the Bible, bro.
Calvin.
You're dumb
So
if
what
you
if-
think that you shouldn't eat meat. It's literally healthy for you.
Calvin, if
Literally
God-
healthy.
Calvin, if God came down tomorrow and said, Murder is good. Would you think it's okay to murder?
No, because he already said it's not good. He
What
literally,
if he said,
10
forget?
Commandments, thou
What
shalt
if
not
God came,
kill.
Calvin? What if God came down tomorrow and said, "Forget the Bible. It's okay to murder now"? Would you agree
And
with
that's the Antichrist. Obviously, God's not going to say that. That's
sure,
unrealistic.
What if he knew he was God? Would you then think it's okay to murder people if God said it's okay?
He's not going to say that. That's unrealistic.
What if he does?
He put animals here for us to eat.
Calvin, what if God came down and said it's okay to murder? Would you do it?
No, why would I? There's no point in killing an actual person. You're comparing a person, a living human being, to an animal, something that was put.
Look, the point is that just because God says something doesn't make it always good. Your entire logical, ethical framework collapses. You can't use God here. It fails. Okay? Now, when it comes to the animals, there's no distinction between the animal and the person that would justify killing the animal, but not the person. You still have yet to demonstrate that distinction. Let's try again, Calvin. One more time. What's the difference?
All I got to say, bro, is you're never going to sit here and make me think it's wrong to eat an animal, because that's why they're put on the earth, is for us to
Okay, do you think it's wrong to rape an animal?
To what?
To grape it.
What is that? I don't even know what that means. I thought you said rape.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that wrong to do to an animal?
Obviously.
Oh, it's so obvious that it's wrong to grape an animal, which, by the way, you do pay for when you artificially inseminate cows for their dairy milk, for their children to be killed as veal. Yes, you do grape animals indirectly.
That is the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard, bro.
Yeah.
So listen, how about this?
Kevin, do you know what artificial insemination
the cow that
means?
you're eating, bro, or hold on, you're literally eating like a cow. You're eating fucking vegetables and shit.
Yeah, Calvin,
they
do you know what
literally eat
artificial-
grass.
Yeah. So do you know what artificial insemination means?
I'm assuming that I have no idea, bro. Is it like making it like pregnant?
So farmers take two sticks, they shove it down the cow's vagina, and they shove it down the cow's anus, and then what they do is they jack off the bull. They take the semen from the bull and shove it into the cow without their consent. Is that grape?
I really don't think they should do that. I did not know that they did that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's what they do. That's called artificial insemination. And they
Well,
pay
you
for
can't
that.
say that that's what always happens, though.
Well, you do pay for it because if you're drinking dairy, if you're drinking milk and cheese, you're causing that to happen.
I don't even care, bro. That shit gas. Milk is healthy for you. Meat's healthy for
so
you.
now all of a sudden you
there
think
is
it's okay to
nothing.
grape an animal.
Listen, vegan meat can't.
Calvin, I know you want to come up here and say, meat's gas. I know you're a meathead. We can tell. I'm asking you, why are you being so inconsistent? First, you said it's wrong to rape an animal, and it was so obvious to you. All of a sudden, you changed. Now it's okay to do it. Why are you being contradictory? And please, what's your position? If you don't have a position, then nobody can help you at that point. You're just lost. You're just, whatever. Murder people. What? Like, let's get back on track. What justifies slaughtering animals?
It's good.
Okay, so we're back to square one.
All right, I have one question for you, bro. I have one question for you. Why don't you eat meat?
Because my taste buds are not as valuable as somebody's life.
It's not a fucking person. They're not conscious. You were retarded.
Animals are conscious. They're way more conscious than you are.
Literally, can they speak? We're not out here eating fucking parrots that can
Neither
speak,
can
are we?
babies.
No, we're eating fucking animals that eat grass and literally give us fucking beneficial stuff. I don't understand what you're not getting, bro. God wouldn't have put them on earth if we weren't supposed to eat them. God would not have thrown them on earth if we weren't.
They give us stuff, but so can a slave. A slave can give you stuff. Does that make slavery okay? No. Just because we can exploit somebody doesn't make it okay to do it. We can't hear you anymore, Calvin. We lost your voice.
Sorry, my low battery thing was on. Either way, all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna get off here. Meat's gas, bro. I'll never stop eating it. I'll kill animals all day to eat that shit. It's amazing, and I love it.
this is how I used to be when I was a non-vegan too. Look, it's super very easy to sit up here and say, I love eating animals. But it's not easy to actually engage honestly with this logic, right? And once you do, you recognize the inconsistency, right? It's easy to come up there and say, I love eating meat, it's gas. But it's hard to actually engage with this dilemma that I present to you, right? It's cognitive dissonance. It's clear. A cognitive dissonance to say, I like eating meat. We know you do. But that doesn't justify killing somebody. You're just not willing to go into logic to understand that. All right. Next victim.
All right, so like animals can eat animals, but we can't eat animals.
Yeah, we have choices. They don't. How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2006.
What month?
March.
Okay. Yeah, we have choices as people. The animals don't have choices, right? We have responsibility. They don't.
Yeah, but they also don't have the intellect to choose other animals.
Right. That's why we have stores and we can choose other plants instead of the animals, right? And that's why we should be vegan, and we're not going to go to the wild and go up to a lion and go, hey, lions, you should go vegan. That's never going to happen, right? You know, imagine like a bunch of us vegans go to the savannas of Africa and start telling all the zebras and all the lions and all the hyenas to go vegan. That's never going to happen. I'm sorry.
All right, let me ask you something.
Okay, what's your question?
You think a lion would eat you?
Not necessarily, but yes, if I was antagonizing it, probably. What's your point?
What do you mean if you were antagonize it? Why don't you just walk up to a lion and say, I'm not going to eat you, you don't eat me?
What? Sir, this isn't like a fucking zoo. I'm not going to go up to a lion and go, hey, buddy, how are you today?
Why not?
I'm not going to
Why
do
not?
that.
You said they're not more intellect.
Because animal like lions aren't going to care about you, right? But we have responsibility. We have rationality.
They don't care about me. Why
have-
should I care about them?
Babies don't care about you, buddy. If you have a child, the baby doesn't care about you. The baby's going to go goo goo gaga and shit their pants. Then you got to clean it up, right? The baby could give two shits about you, but we still care about the baby because they're sentient, they're conscious, and they're alive, right? The same reasons why we think it's wrong to slaughter animals. They're conscious, sentient, and alive. They have rights to life.
You're comparing a baby to an animal.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? I don't know. Maybe because a baby, you're financially responsible for their thought process. Just like a lion's baby, the mother is responsible for their wellness, right? If you ever go, you see a lion protect
Animals don't have responsibilities. They can't perform the rational analysis as humans can do. That's why we don't place moral agency to animals.
I'm okay with you being a vegan and whatnot. I'm okay with people being
I don't
vegan.
care if you're okay with me, sir. I want you to justify eating animals. It seems like you're incapable of doing so.
I'm telling you why I eat animals is because it's a good source of protein for one.
So is tofu.
It's not enough. I mean, you probably
There's no protein per calorie in tofu than beef.
No thanks.
Right.
I don't like tofu. And if
there's tempeh, there's seitan, there's all kinds of plant-based foods
I
that
don't
are dense
care.
in protein.
I don't want tofu. I'm okay. I will definitely eat meat.
Did you hear what I actually told you? You're not listening, sir. Your ears might be malfunctioning because all the meat is in there. But there's plenty of protein in plants, like not just tofu, but tempeh, seitan, beans, pastas, rices, fruits, and vegetables. All the above have protein. All plants have protein. So open up your ears, unclog all the meat.
It's not enough. It's no matter what. It's not enough.
Okay,
Even
how much
all
protein?
all dietitians listen. All dietitians even recommend to use some sort of supplement for protein intake, even if you are a vegan.
Yes,
That's
many
why
people that are
you,
not
my
vegan eat
friend,
supplements. There's nothing wrong with supplementation. I'd rather
I
supplement
don't.
than kill somebody.
So so where do you think those supplements come from? Where do you think those
Plant-based sources. There's vegan
plant-based
supplements.
sources?
There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with supplementing.
Okay. Listen,
Well, what justifies slaughtering animals, sir?
so you're trying to tell me that I shouldn't eat meat because of slaughtering animals.
You're taking away their life and their sentience and their experience.
Okay. Okay. So if you went in front of a lion, he should definitely consider taking your
Sir,
life.
I'm not Mufasa. This isn't the Lion King. Stop it. Get out of the Lion
Okay,
King
eat squirrels
times and
then.
recognize that you are a person with a store next to you. You have a phone. You are in a civilization. You have a car. You have the ability to make better choices than fucking Simba.
So do you think thousands of years ago they were eating tofu?
You're not a caveman, are you?
You think they're eating thousands of years ago they were
We're
eating
not
tofu?
2,000 years ago, sir. This
It doesn't
isn't
matter if
biblical
you're 2,000 years
times.
ago. This is the life of the cycle.
Sir,
This
are
is
you
the
wearing a
cycle of
robe?
life.
Sir, are you wearing a toga?
I don't a toga. What are you on, man?
It's a Greek
Just
robe.
just
Are
because you
wearing
start
a Greek
losing a
robe?
debate, you don't
Are
have
you
to
a Greek
you don't have to
scholar? Are
resort
you
to name
Plato? Are
calling,
you
man.
Socrates? No. We have the ability to go to the store. It's 2024. Would you look at that? It's 2024.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's make the better choice instead of slaughtering somebody who didn't have to be slaughtered.
How is that I still don't understand how that's a better choice.
Because your choice is entailing slaughtering, torture, rape, abuse, exploitation, slavery, and mine doesn't.
Slavery. Where'd you get slavery from?
Oh, there's billions of animals stuffed in crates as we speak in factory farms.
I know they're about to come to my house because I'm about
Yeah,
to
that's
cook
called
one.
slavery,
I
right? You're
just had a
enslaving
good
somebody
steak.
who didn't have to be enslaved. What justifies that?
What justifies being slave? Being intellectual.
No.
It's just a hierarchy. That's just how it is.
So you're smart, therefore you get to kill the non-smart beings, correct?
That's how the chain of food has always been. The smarter one is always won.
Okay, so I'm smarter than a baby. So do I get to kill and eat babies?
There's Democrats. They kill babies every year. So, what's the difference?
No, you're not listening, sir. Do you think it's okay for me to kill an actual living being who's alive outside of the womb?
They're killing babies. Alive.
You don't want to go there, sir. You don't want to go here, sir. Do you think slaughtering a baby is okay because they're not as smart as you?
Well, that's different. Like we're excluding cubs, right? When we kill babies, we're not going out and killing cubs.
Sir,
Right.
you said intelligence justifies killing an animal. So I'm asking you, if there is a dumb baby, do we get to kill those babies who are dumb?
Again, babies are excluded. We don't kill baby animals. Like that's not a thing.
Okay,
So
an
they
adult
get- they get
person, an adult person who's mentally disabled, do we get to kill them because they're not as smart as you?
Do we get to kill them? No, that would be unethical. That would be immoral.
But they're not smart.
Okay, I still don't get what your
Your
point
entire
is.
justification of they're smarter ones. We're the smarter ones. That just refuted. It's done. It's collapsed.
What? Okay, even
Intelligence
animals that
is
have
not
genetic
a reason to kill
mutations,
somebody.
they get left by their family because they know that they won't survive out in the wilderness. What's your point? They like
My point is
animals.
that you have a
Animals abandon their children when there's a genetic mutation to know that they can't survive in the wilderness. What is?
No.
I don't understand what your point is.
Lions don't have adoption centers. Lions don't have hospitals. But guess who does? We do. We have choices. We have responsibility. We have
because
hospitals. We have
are
adoption
intelligent.
centers.
We're
We
intelligent
have all
species.
the things that we have that enable us to make the right option, the right choices. You're not making the right choice. It seems like you're slaughtering others for no reason.
But you're not understanding. That's what you're not understanding. If lions had the intelligence, they would protect the lions that can't survive, but they don't.
All right, so why does
your
that justify
argument
you
is
slaughtering
just
them,
because
sir?
we are ethical, we should not kill animals or eat other animals. Like it just doesn't make sense. You're like
Okay,
it doesn't
let's
make
try
sense.
this. Let's try this, sir. Name the trait that we have as people that animals don't have that grants us the right to eat them.
Name a trait that we have that other animals don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Intellect.
Okay, So the people that don't have intellect, we get to kill and slaughter, correct?
But they have intellect in other ways. Like it's not the same. You don't have the
What's
same.
the difference?
You need to. There's a big difference. You don't
What
have the
is it?
same intellect as a lion does to survive out
Okay,
in
let's
the wilderness.
say there was a
Just
person
as
who
the
had the
lion
same.
doesn't have the same intellect to build stuff as humans.
Sir, let's say that there is a person who has the same intellect as a cow. Should we kill that person?
For handicap, I don't understand how you're correlating a handicapped person to
This
killing
person,
them.
I think this person just doesn't have the intellectual capacity to actually partake in this discussion. I don't think he's quite grasping the point, right? The point is that if we equalize, right? Every time we say intelligence, I can point out a person who has as much intelligence as a cow or a pig or a chicken, right? A baby, a toddler. So we can equalize the traits in almost every case. And that's why those traits that can be equalized, we set that as a threshold, right? So the things that unite us and animals together, sentience, consciousness, awareness, those things warrant them rights to life, right? What unites us and the animals, what makes us the same morally, is the fact that we're both experiencing beings, right? That's the point there, right? And unfortunately, we couldn't get far in that argument with that person. All right, let's get the next victim here. No, plants are not sentient. Hello? All right, the next victim.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. All right. So, are we herbivores, omnivores, or carnivores?
I'm a uromamivore.
All right. Can you just answer the question?
It doesn't matter what we are, sir. It doesn't matter if we're carnivores, herbivores, poopivores, shitivores. It doesn't matter what we are. We don't have to consume animals today. So what justifies doing it?
Okay. So other omnivores can eat other animals, right?
Because they don't have the option to choose otherwise, but we do,
Yes, they
right?
do.
We have choices.
Yes, they do. Plants grow. Do they not?
Yeah, lions and bears and tigers don't have the rationality to go, should I plan my diet this week? Okay, let's eat plants today. They can't do that.
We can teach them to eat.
Okay, you're gonna train lions to eat grass? Are you
But eating
serious?
animals is wrong, so why not?
It's not practical to think that that's even possible to train lions to eat plants.
Okay, so how
That's
come
ridiculous.
cats were
It's never going to
domesticated?
happen, and that's
How come
not
cats were
actually
domesticated?
attacking the conversation. The conversation is what justifies you eating animals right now.
Well, you're dodging the. Look, let's stay on topic, man. So, how come cats can become domesticated? They can become friendly with humans, but we can't teach them to not eat plants and vegetables and all of this stuff. How come we can't?
We're against domesticating animals as vegans. We're against enslaving others. So we're against that. And there
Why
are
are you
vegan
against it?
cat foods. There's the vegan dog, vegan cat foods, by the way. But that's besides the point. That the main elephant in the room is that you are slaughtering billions of animals in the world. What justifies that?
What justifies it? Well, first of all, cows can become overpopulated, and as of that is very bad for the planet.
Oh, so what's the number where they become overpopulated? What number is that?
I mean, probably over like 50 billion, 60 billion.
Oh, well,
100
good
billion.
news, Orion. There's only about 7 billion cows. So it's not a problem anymore. So let's get back on track.
No,
What justifies slaughtering animals?
that's a very small portion of 50 billion, 60 billion, and 100 billion. That's nowhere even close to there. But
Yeah, that's right. They're not, by your own definition, they're not overpopulated. So that's not an
they're
argument. So
not
let's try
overpopulated
again.
because they're regulated. That's why. If they weren't regulated, then they would be overpopulated, and that would be
No, the thing you're missing is the fact that we actually breed them into existence by the billions every year.
And
That's
if we
our
didn't,
fault. That's your fault because you are the one demanding animals to be slaughtered in
but
factories. I'm
but
not.
we
So,
breed them. We breed them, and they're regulated, so they don't become overpopulated.
well, they already are overpopulated,
But guess
sir.
what? Guess
Don't you
what? If
think,
we didn't breed them,
Orion? You said it. They're overpopulated. And the reason why is because of you. You're the one doing it. You're the one causing all these animals to be bred into existence in factories. You're the one causing overpopulation. Going vegan would stop it. Going vegan would stabilize the environment if you care about the environment so much. So let's stop kidding yourself. You're the one causing the harm. Try again, buddy.
again, if we stopped breeding them, then what would we need? Then why would they become overpopulated? What we're just gonna like? They're just gonna become overpopulated because you said that. Dude, I can't concentrate with those faces that you're making, bro. I'm just look.
I want to hear from you.
All right. So you said that we're the cause of the overpopulation, right? Right? Correct?
You are, yes. You, Orion, is one of the main culprits.
Okay. So let's say we didn't we stopped breeding them. You realize you're still gonna become overpopulated, right?
If we stop breeding them, they're going to become over. How the hell is that going to happen?
What do you mean? How's that gonna happen? By having smecks, obviously.
Yeah,
You're okay. So you
breed them. Look, Orion, we breed them by the billions. By the billions. The cows in nature can't do that. It's not possible.
Okay, so how come cats are overpopulated?
Their populations, if we stop eating animals, their populations would slowly decrease,
So then why
not
are cats
increase.
overpopulated? Why are cats overpopulated then?
What?
Why are cats overpopulated?
Because people breed them into existence, just
Are
like
you-
cows. That's what we're against as vegans. We're against breeding
street
animals.
cats, Okay, so you've gone outside and you've seen the amount of cats that are outside, right?
Yeah.
That's done by humans. And if you say yes,
we're against that. We're against breeding
my
those
gosh.
cats for
Okay,
selling.
so we're breeding those cats.
Yes, and vegans are against that. We're against having pets for the sake of breeding them.
What? Okay,
Yeah,
so
we're against having pets for breeding
street
because we don't
cats
want
having
those animals to
snacks
become
and
stray.
overpopulating a lot. That's our fault.
Yes, it's the
Okay,
breeders'
so
fault.
we're supposed to
right?
kill like half of the cat population.
Breeders breed cats to make money, right? They sell them. They do all kinds of stuff with them.
Well, I'm talking specifically about street cats. Street cats.
Yes, that's a product of people that breed cats for the sake of selling. A lot of them become stray. A lot of them get lost.
So they breed cats and they just let them loose.
No, they can escape. You think cats are perfectly obedient? They escape. They get lost. Owners lose them. They throw them out the window. This happens a lot more than you think, and that's what we're against as vegans. So what's your point?
And is there a study that proves that all of the overpopulation of cats is because of humans?
I'm sure there's evidence online. There's evidence.
So you don't
research
know.
on.
All right, so let's just stay on that point that it isn't because of humans. That it's just simply because of cats. They're just, as you know, they're very borny animals, so they have.
Oh, okay. Then the solution would to be stop breeding them and give them contraceptions. That's the goal. That would be the solution. Not killing them and eating them. Okay. So let's stop pretending as if eating and killing animals is going to do anything for you.
What? That made absolutely no sense.
What are you talking about? Do you not hear what I told you?
About cats? Yeah.
Yeah, we would stop breeding them, and then if we have to, contraception.
And they would go extinct, right?
Well, no, the populations would dwindle. We wouldn't give them all contraceptions, but we would stabilize the populations. If that was such a big concern, we would never start hunting and killing and eating cats. So again, let's get back to the topic. What justifies slaughtering innocent animals that don't have to die?
Overpopulation.
That's not going to happen, sir. Again, we don't take animals from the wild. We take these cows, pigs, and chickens, and we breed them in factories. So vegans, if you're against overpopulation, then go vegan. Because vegans stop that overpopulation. Okay?
Huh? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that was a child. There's no way that person was over 18. Couldn't track to a single thing I told them. In factories, most cows are factory farmed. 90% of animals are factory farmed. 99%. You guys think they're on free range ranches or pasture? That's nonsense. That's very, very uncommon. And by the way, you're still killing them on those ranches, right? You're still killing them on those farms. It's not good. All right, so the next victim here.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. I just wanted to get back to the point that one other guest was making about vegans. There was, I think, about 34 billion, I think, small animals that were killed in vegan farms versus cows. There's about 75 million cows that are slaughtered every year for anybody who eats meat.
Okay, so let's digest all that nonsense.
That's a huge difference in numbers.
Yeah, so there's no such thing as a vegan farm. That's nonsense.
No, what I mean is like soy farming and
soy farming,
peanut farming, the
So,
small animals. There's about 34 billion small.
So Michael, what percent of soy crops do you think are grown for human consumption?
What percent of soy crops were grown for human consumption?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, how does that have anything to do with this point?
Let me educate you, sir. It's about 9%. It's about 7-8%. About 7-8% of soy crops are grown for human consumption. So the rest of it is for animal farming. Most of your cows, pigs, and chickens eat soy. So, Michael, you're killing way more animals and growing way more crops and destroying way more land for your animals. Nice try.
Okay, point taken then. I mean, I didn't actually know that.
Okay, well, thank you for being honest. Is that all?
No, that's it.
Okay, have a good day. Next victim. Hey, you're my next victim. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So,
I like your name.
okay, so I heard you say earlier that if someone had to kill an animal for self-defense, even after that, you would still be against them eating it. Why?
Because I don't want to normalize the action.
Okay, but like, what if it's just one person and like no one else is gonna see it or be influenced by it?
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a gray area. Some vegans might say it's okay to eat that animal. I personally wouldn't, because I don't want to normalize eating animals, because that's going to lead to bad stuff possibly ahead. So that's why I don't do it.
You personally wouldn't, but would you have a problem with someone else doing it?
Yes, I would. I would think it's still wrong to do so. But again, vegans differ. There's no such thing as every vegan having a perfectly aligned ethical system. We're all going to disagree sometimes. So again, but the main elephant in the room is that you can't justify exploiting animals in the first place.
Sure, I can.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Well, I like to go to the beach, and I like to go to the ocean. And I don't think if I was next to a shark that it would think twice about ending me. I don't think if I was near a crocodile it would think twice about ending me. Same with a bear or a wolf. So I have no problem killing those specific animals.
Okay, so your answer is Mufasa might harm me. Ever see The Lion King? those lions can be aggressive. Okay, so Mufasa might kill me, so let me go ahead and kill Simba.
Yeah,
That's
you
your
know how
argument?
many
That's your argument?
you know how many people are attacked by sharks every year?
A handful. Do you know how many sharks die from humans? Millions. We kill
Exactly. It
millions
doesn't,
of sharks per year as a humanity for no
and
reason.
it's not,
And
and it's not a
you know
true.
why we kill sharks for soup, for
Yeah,
shark
for
soup.
shark fin soup. That's right.
Yes, literally. So we're the ones killing way more sharks. We're the predators, not the damn sharks. We are the bigger predators.
Well, you say a handful of people, like it's not a lot, but if it was a handful of family members that died from sharks, I'm sure you wouldn't
I'm
be.
not demeaning that. I'm not, of course, I sympathize for people that have been attacked by sharks. Of course, I'm not demeaning that by any means. What I'm saying though is that your argument is that, oh, sharks are so dangerous, therefore we get to kill them. Well, no, we are the bigger predators here. Okay, and that's why we have choices to make the best choice, which is not what you're doing. What you want to do is kill and slaughter innocent beings. I want to stop that.
Okay, well, we can agree to disagree on that part, but you were making a point earlier that people can be as dumb as cows when people are saying that animals are not as conscious as us.
Yeah,
And you were
babies are not as smart as cows. Babies are not as smart as pigs or even dogs.
Okay, but obviously in a couple years babies will be, and in a couple years animals are still going to be just as dumb. That's obviously the difference.
Right, but what if a baby is disabled and will never be as smart as you or me? Should we get to kill that person who's not as smart as us?
But it will never be as dumb as a cow.
Well, by definition, yes, it is, right?
It's not.
This person's completely mentally disabled, right? They don't know how to speak, talk. They don't know how to they don't know what emotions are. They're completely disabled mentally. That person is not as smart as a cow, correct? Oh, okay, he ran away. The point is that we can equalize these two intelligences and figure out that you would never kill a person because they're not as smart as you. Just like you would never kill a cow just because you're not as smart as you either. That's the point. We got lots of guests today. And I see you, Sierra. How are you? Vegan Stoner. See you guys. Thank you for being here.
Mike.
Wizard of Oz?
What's up?
Are you the Wizard of Oz?
I'm not.
Oh, man.
Why?
Yeah, what do you got?
So I think I have you with something. So if you, in this scenario, so if you had only grass and cows and chickens, would you eat those cows and chickens?
If all I had was a cow to eat?
Yes.
Of course I would eat a cow if that's all I had. But I don't have
live.
that right now. I have a store next to me. I have Target, Walmart, ShopRite. I have all these stores that I can shop at. Try again.
Okay.
What justifies
I just wanted to hear you say
slaughtering
you
animals
eat a
today?
cow. What's that? I just
What
wanted to. Go ahead.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Hello. Just a question. Why don't you well, I'm going to debate you, but I'm going to start off with a question. Why don't you post like videos of what you eat as a vegan? Because I'm really curious. Because
That's
I
boring. There's plenty of people who do that online. It's boring to me to go, ooh, I ate vegan pasta today. Woohoo. I don't care about that. But there's plenty of other creators who do that. Go check them out. I just find that boring. I ate vegan pasta today. It was delicious. Follow and like. All right.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Impatient. Increasingly impatient. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. All right. I'm just here to talk about just specifically, the whole circular rotation of the food chain. Correct. And so, us, having to, at the same time when we're, killing animals to eat and everything at the same time, that whole circular in the food chain, repeats itself. And so
Okay.
we kill to
So
keep
are
the
you saying
population.
you're saying that we have to eat cow ass because it's part of the food chain, the circle of life? Kumbaya?
Right. And yeah, in theory, yes, that is considered,
Well,
yeah.
that's incorrect, right? Because we don't have to eat pig ass to be part of the food chain or the circle of life. We can be vegan still and be part of the circle of life.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So what? So your point is moot. It's garbage, right? It's like nincompoop.
Okay. So with us just sticking to, vegetation and everything, plants are just as much as living organisms as animals and everything, but we're still, we'll still, with vegetation and everything, we get plant protein, all that good stuff. But as far as
Did you say a plant is just as alive as me?
Yes. Yeah. We're both. Yeah. 100%.
No, sir. Plants are not sentient.
No, we're
They
both
don't have
living
experiences
organisms.
like we do.
We're both living organisms. We both reproduce. We both make energy.
Yeah, we're both reproductive organisms, but it doesn't mean that we both experience.
Experience, like in detail.
Experience consciousness, awareness, sentience, pain. Plants don't feel that, right? So what justifies killing animals who do feel that?
No. Yeah, of course. That is just correct. They do feel that pain and everything, 100%. But there's different additives and more nutrition sedatives that our human bodies can receive from red meat rather than plants, because we're missing a few important incentives that our body needs to grow and live.
Oh, really? There's
healthy.
missing stuff. Name one nutrient that's missing in a vegan diet.
You're missing a lot of iron, like strictly from red meat.
Spinach, green leafy vegetables, fruits, vegetables, all have iron in them. Next one.
Right. No, but like as far as just sticking to vegetation, you're only getting a small amount of doses. In red meat, that's a bigger.
Nope.
It's more
One
of what
serving
you're
of spinach has about 70% of your RDA value of iron. So there's no reason to whimper and cry about this. You can eat plenty of iron as a vegan. You can also supplement with iron too. What's your next one?
What are you subbing with iron if not from
You can
vegetation?
supplement with iron if you have to.
Okay.
You have your next one. I'd love to hear the next one you got.
No, I mean, as far as just other than the next one, as far as eating meat, you're getting more incentives that your body actually needs to grow and live a healthy, long life.
Name one. Name a single thing that I'm getting more from meat that I cannot get from plants.
So plant protein and protein from actual meat are two completely different things that your body
No,
needs
it's
both
actually the
from.
same stuff. In fact, there's been recent research on this showing that plant-based protein is just as effective as for muscle building as meat-based protein. So wrong.
Okay, so can you please go more into detail on how that same protein is? How is it the same protein?
It's the same amino acids that are found in meat as there are in plants. All the amino acids are found in plants.
Okay,
All
right.
non-essential ones.
Okay, so wait, how are our bodies are supposed to process that? How does our body know the difference between a plant protein and a red meat protein?
The body processes the protein just as it processes everything else. Your body knows how to take in this plant protein. It's not like, oh, what's this, plant protein? I don't know how to deal with it. That's the same amino acids. And you can get plenty of all the nutrients you need. B12 is also found in some plants, mushrooms. You can also supplement with that. Methionine is also an amino acid found in plants that you can get. Oh, he ran? Yeah, you guys are naming all these things. You can find them in plant foods. Vitamin K is found in green leafy vegetables. Choline is found in some nuts, seeds, some beans. Carnosine is not essential. Carnitine is not essential. Your body makes those things from the liver and the kidneys. Taurine is also not essential. You guys are naming nonsense that your typical carnivore person on TikTok will say, right? But if you study the science, it shows you that you can be very healthy as a vegan. and you can get all the nutrients you need. As the consensus amongst nutritionists is this. Yep, you can produce enough of those things on your own. They're not essential, like the taurine, all that stuff. That's not essential for your body, to get from diet. Your body can make those. Cholesterol too. Your body makes the cholesterol in the liver. But nice try, guys. Nice try. Not optimal with meat. It's meat diets are full of carcinogens. You can get cancer at higher rates on a meat diet. Hello? All right. Have a good day. Plants do not feel pain. They don't have pain receptors, brains, and nervous systems. Try again. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Unfortunately.
I think that meat like tastes just better.
Okay, so you think taste justifies killing somebody?
Yeah, because animals are like not as conscious as us.
Okay, so if there's a baby who's not as conscious as you get to kill that baby?
No, but the baby is gonna grow up to be like a conscious like human adult.
Oh, what if this baby doesn't? What if this baby never grows up and they have a disease? Should we get to kill that baby?
No, but they have the potential to.
Oh, but they don't have the potential because they have a disease. That's life-threatening disease. Should we get to kill that baby because they'll never grow into a smart person?
No.
Okay, so then it doesn't matter about the potential. It doesn't matter about who they are in terms of their intelligence. You would never kill a baby who's intelligent or who's dumb. So why would you kill an animal who's the same intelligence level?
Because humans are just like better. I don't know.
In what way?
Because a human has the potential to become a smart person.
We just went over that, Sam. It's like you didn't listen.
No, because no animal has the potential to become like a smart person, but some babies do. You know what I mean?
Right. So the point is that why would you wouldn't kill the people who don't become smart, right?
No.
So why would you kill the animals that don't become smart?
Because all of them are stupid. All the animals are stupid.
So if there was a population of people who were all stupid, you would kill them and slaughter them?
No.
Okay, so then it doesn't matter how many there are, just because they're all stupid doesn't mean we get to kill them. And by the way, animals are not stupid, they're very smart. Dogs are smarter than babies. Pigs are smarter than dogs. Pigs can recognize faces. They're very personable. They have personalities. Animals are not just these dumb beasts. They're very smart, beautiful creatures.
Have you been a vegan your entire life?
No.
When did you decide to stop being a vegan?
6 years ago. Do you have an argument for us, or should I skip you? All right. Have a good day, brother. I love how arrogant people are when they come up here. Oh, I'm going to get this guy. I'm the non-vegan. Plants feel pain. Shut down, right? They're not as smart as us. Shut down. Lions eat babies, so why can't we? Shut down, right? B12. Shut down. Everything gets shut down, but you still keep coming up. It's amazing. All right, so the next victim here.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, so an animal is a human, right? Or I mean, a human is an animal, right?
Yeah.
So how is it different from like a lion or like another predator.
What do you mean? How's it different? It's different. We're a different species. But what's the
Yeah, but
morally relevant
we're both
distinction?
animals.
What's the morally
So-
relevant distinction between us and the animals that grants us the right to eat them?
Sorry, what did you say?
What's the morally relevant difference between us and the animals that grants us the right to kill them?
I guess, well, we're more intelligent.
Okay, so all the non-intelligent people just kill them?
But they're people, not animals.
Oh, so it's not the intelligence, it's the fact that they're a person, correct?
Yeah, well, we don't want to be cannibals.
Oh, why not? What's wrong with eating your own species?
Probably don't taste good.
Let's say they did. Let's say we do taste good. Should we become cannibals?
It would probably be a possibility.
So you would think if we taste good that we get to go ahead and murder people for their meat.
If we did, then yeah. But really though, like we are on the same level as like other animals, like lions and.
Do you seriously think we can murder people for their ass meat? Are you serious? I don't want my
I don't know
butt
why
eaten.
you're talking about the ass, but
Because that's where all the fat is.
okay, that's true. That's true. I like a fat ass. But
No, Dawson, look, you're not. Look, this is silly. You would never harm somebody if they taste good. Come on. Just like I would never harm an animal for it.
well, but really though, what stops a predatory animal from like? Would you want a predatory animal to become vegan?
If they had stores, of course, but we can't talk to animals. I'm not.
Well, I understand. I understand. Like, it is kind of wrong to like run like killing factories and stuff like that. I kind of disagree with that.
So why do you pay for it? So why do you do it?
Because it's easier for me.
How is it easier to eat a pig ass than to just eat a cucumber or a plant-based product?
Oh, I thought you were comparing like going to the store rather than like hunting your own food. Because like if it was just like hunting your own food, we'd be pretty much like other species.
We don't need to be hunters. The point is that you're causing harm and that's unnecessary to somebody for no reason.
But I mean, we have been doing it for like thousands of years.
We've also enslaved people for thousands of years. Does that mean slavery is okay because we did it for so long?
But I mean, but still though, other animals do it.
Other animals eat their own shit. Should we go ahead and walk around and eat people's shit?
Well, that is primarily because it just does not taste good.
No, just because an animal does something doesn't mean we should do it too.
Yeah, but people use that logic for like animals being gay, and they're like, oh, it's okay for humans to be gay.
That's not the reason why we think it's okay to be gay. It's okay to be gay because it's not doing anything wrong, and it's not the fact that it's purely natural makes it okay. That would be an appeal to nature fallacy. What makes it okay to be gay is the fact that it's not harming anybody. It's part of who we are as people.
But I don't know.
So why justifies harming animals who don't have to be harmed?
That's just the way the system's set up, I guess.
Oh, so you're like a slave owner in 1850. Oh, well, the system's set up like this, so let's just have slaves. Seriously? That's how you gauge your ethics based on whatever people tell you is good?
Well, I mean, that's how I was raised. That's how everybody's raised.
That's how you're raised? Okay. So
Yeah.
if you're raised as a slave owner, it's okay to continue being a slave owner, correct?
Well, that's how it worked all throughout history.
So,
I wouldn't.
So Jeffrey
I
Dahmer
wouldn't-
was raised as a cannibal. That makes it okay for Jeffrey Dahmer to continue murdering people for their meat?
Well, that's just one person. We're talking about like the whole world here.
Yeah, the whole world is Jeffrey Dahmer's. Jeffrey Dahmer's. Yay!
I guess so.
Really? You think the whole world could just murder each other? Come on, Dawson. These are ridiculous reductios. These are crazy
That's what you say
reductios.
they're doing to animals. So, I mean, do you have like a problem with the whole world?
Yeah, you're harming others who don't have to be harmed. You can easily stop eating an animal.
But there's probably no time in like the near future everybody's going to go vegan. Like it's going to happen no matter what.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that everybody has to go vegan tomorrow. What I'm saying is you, Dawson, can go vegan today. You just don't want to because you think, oh, I like meat. It tastes good.
Yeah,
Not a
but
good reason for this.
if I did happen to go vegan, it wouldn't make a difference at all.
It
You
does
know,
make a difference to go vegan, not just for the animals, which you're saving hundreds per year by being vegan, but you're also
but
protecting the environment, you're
I
protecting
don't.
humanity.
But no less animals would be killed if I stopped eating meat. Is what I'm
Hundreds of
saying.
animals would, yes, you would save hundreds of animals per year by being vegan. Because every time you go to the store, you're causing more animals to be killed. You're increasing the demand for animals to be killed.
But it's not like directly from me going to the store and buying meat that causes another animal to be killed.
It does directly. Every time you go to the store, you buy meat. The store knows you bought it, and they tell the farmers to
I
make
get
more
if
meat.
you're doing if it's like if like a huge mass of people do that, but one person isn't going to make a difference at all.
Okay, so let's see how consistent you are. Dawson, let's say I'm a rapist, and I grape 1,000 people per day.
Okay.
Imagine if I stopped graping. Let's say I grape one person per year, right? The following year, I don't grape anybody. Did it make a big difference in the world?
Well, for you, yeah.
No. Did it make a big difference to the world?
No.
Okay, so by your logic, it's okay to continue graping because it doesn't make a big difference. It's just one.
But graping somebody is on no level of eating an animal for its meat.
I agree, but that's not relevant. I compared your justification. The justification's the same, right? You're saying, oh, it's not going to make a big difference in the global scale. Same applies to the person who stops scraping one person per year, right? It's the same justification that you have just conceded is a bad one.
Well, I don't really think it'll make. I mean, like, if a lot of people do it, it will. But if
even one person, Dawson, even you yourself, by going vegan, makes quite a big difference to the animals. You're saving hundreds per year, let alone all the dairy and eggs. Well, that causes suffering too. The environment, you're using 75% less carbon emissions as a vegan. That's a big impact you're having. And I think it's not a good reason to say, oh, well, it's not going to be a big deal in the world, therefore let's all stop. If we all thought like you, we'd still be in the caveman days.
Well.
All right, Dustin, well, have a good day.
All right, you too.
Another one stumped the dust. Another one get stumped. Another one is stumped.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good. So I just wanted to throw a few points out there, and I've actually been seeing them roll through the comments. By no means am I trying to convince you not to be vegan. You do what you want. But have you ever looked into the effects of soybean crops in the environment? It's horrendous. It's crashing South America. And that's probably a large part of your diet. So I really don't know if you're really saving all the animals you think you are.
Let's see if you actually look at the research, Baker. What percent of the you mentioned South America, which is great because the Amazon rainforest is indeed being deforested at high rates. Mm-hmm. And the reason mainly is because of soy crops and cattle ranching. But Baker, do you know what percent of soy crops are being grown for human consumption versus animal consumption?
No, I don't. Probably not very much.
It's about 7%, Baker.
Right, but if you increase that, you're still increasing it.
Baker, you are causing way more soy crops to be grown for the animals because we feed the soy to the animals that you slaughter and grape. So you're the one causing this deforestation of the Amazon. You're the one causing the environmental harm.
Well, not me, because I kill my own. So
okay, so then you're still killing and exploiting animals.
Absolutely, I am.
Okay,
And
what
another
justifies
point I
that? What
wanted to bring up
justifies
the
that?
difference between animals and humans, and nobody's willing to say it, is a soul. And whether you are religious or not, there is something in humans that gives life.
The soul.
So,
We have
yep.
souls. Okay. Well, okay. So you're saying we have a soul, the animals don't, therefore we get to kill them, correct?
With good use, you still need to respect their life.
Yeah.
And
of course, we're going to respect their life.
But
when
there
we
are
take it away from
animals
them.
that
Yeah,
are
that's
here.
of course we're going to respect them by killing them.
Yeah, but there are animals that are here that
So
are
Baker,
clearly
what
meant
if-
for food.
Okay, so you're saying the soul is the distinction.
Yes.
So Baker, what if tomorrow we found out that humans don't actually have souls and there is
Then
no
that
hell?
would change my opinion.
You would be okay with murdering and eating people for breakfast?
No, but that would change my view.
So it's still wrong to kill people even if they don't have souls. So why do you think it's
No, that's not what I said at all.
souls?
What I said was that would change my opinion. That would change my opinion. As of right now, what I believe is that
that's
we do.
a problem, because if you're going to change based on the fact that we don't have souls, well,
So are you not supposed
now you're
to?
being inconsistent by affirming that, because
So
right
you're
now,
not supposed to
before you were
evolve your
negating
opinion?
it, Baker,
Are you
before
not-
before you were negating the fact that animals have souls, that eating animals is okay because they don't have souls. Now you're affirming it. There's a contradiction.
No, there's not, because I don't have that information yet. That's the thing.
That's
You
why
gotta
I
be
just
willing
tested
to-
your logic, right? That's why I gave the hypothetical and said, if tomorrow
Well,
we
the
found out that humans
hypothetical
don't have
is a
souls,
hypothetical, and in the hypothetical,
hypotheticals
if
are-
that were to happen, then I would have a different opinion, and that's fine. But that has not happened.
Exactly. That's the point of a hypothetical, to show how consistent you are.
So are you
Right now-
never able to evolve your opinions based on the information in front of you?
You
Is
can
that
evolve
my
your
point?
opinions, but right now you're not doing that. You recognize the inconsistency, yet you're still stuck in there because you don't want to change your opinion.
There's not an inconsistency because I don't have the information. It's not
The
been evolved.
inconsistency is the fact that you would slaughter an animal if they don't have a soul, and then you wouldn't slaughter them if they don't have a soul. It's a P and not P, right? You're being contradictory.
No, well, okay. On to the next point. So, anyway, what was my next point? So the
So you concede you're wrong there.
I mean, I see your point, but at the same time, you have to keep an open mind and evolve your opinions on
I
things. as
agree,
you get more
Baker. I
information.
agree. But look, the point is that you were not being consistent there, right? When I gave you these hypotheticals, which apply to today, right now, they apply in real time.
So then, two more quick points I want to bring up here.
Okay.
One is for hunting references. I'm not talking about slaughterhouses because I think it's terrible how that farming industry goes and it's awful. But for a hunting purpose, so let's take a deer, for example. I harvest a deer. It dies. I butcher it. I eat it. Would that deer have lived a better life or had a better death without me there?
That's irrelevant because
that's
you
irrelevant.
Yeah, because here's why.
Well, what if? Here's my
what
hypothetical.
what if a person was there, and what if you saw a person in the wild just walking around, and you killed it? Would you know if they had a better life or not? No. Does that mean you get to kill that
No.
and hunt that person? No.
But we do
See?
know how deer die naturally. And it's
But
either
we
by
don't- we
predators
don't
being
know-
torn
we
apart
don't know
while
how
they're
that deer would
alive.
live. We don't know how that deer would live. What if that person that you killed would have contracted a disease later, and then like you would see how ridiculous this idea is?
No, I don't see the parallel there because we do know how these animals are. They're at the bottom of the food chain, whether we're there or not.
Baker, let me try again with you.
Okay.
You said that it's okay to kill a deer in the wild because we don't know if their life would be better or not if I didn't kill it.
No, I just asked you what their end would be like.
We don't
Would it be
know.
better?
We don't know. That's unknown.
It's about a 90% chance that either they're going to get so emaciated that they can't walk anymore until they waste away,
Okay, I
or
don't think
they're going
that's
to be
true.
torn
I
apart
don't think
piece by
that's true. But
piece
let's
while they're
say
alive.
I don't think that's true. But let's just grant you that they would have had a worse life if you did kill them. Let's see if you're consistent again, right? There's a person. He's walking in the wild. They have a rare disease that will render them dead in 10 days. Would that be okay for you to kill that person and hunt them and eat their body because they're going to die in a few days?
People aren't on the menu.
Why
I'm
not?
killing
Why
that
not?
person for
Why? What's the
food.
difference?
Because I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer. Because I'm not a
Well,
freak.
okay. So then,
Because
if you wouldn't
people
kill a
have
person,
souls.
if you wouldn't kill a person, then why would you kill a deer? There's no difference.
Oh, there is. There's a big difference.
What's the difference?
And the difference is the soul. But
Baker, we already went over this. You're not tracking very well, right? We already went over
I'm
this.
tracking perfectly. You're not. You're just.
Now, let me try again with you, right? You're going back to the soul again, and I showed you before that you're inconsistent by holding to the notion that souls is the qualifier that justifies killing animals. Because if you found out tomorrow that we didn't have souls, you would think it's wrong to kill somebody. So, again, to be consistent, you have to let go of that soul thing. That entails inconsistency. It entails a contradiction. So we have to go back to square one. Then you bring up the deer example, and I showed you the equivalent human example, and then you never answered. You just went, you chuckled. You never answered as to if it would be wrong or not to kill that person. Well, I think you actually said it is wrong because we have a soul. But again, you're being circular by going back to that example, right? So you have to get out of your hole you're in. You're in a circular hole. You got to get out of it by showing a distinction. If you can't show the distinction, you're inconsistent. You have to unmute yourself. We cannot hear you. It's the little microphone button.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does a deer contribute to our environment, to our life, our Earth?
Why does it have to contribute to something? What does a baby contribute?
Because everything in nature has a purpose, and it serves a purpose to help other things around it. So what does a deer do?
What does a baby do?
A baby grows into a human, which can change the entire world.
Oh, okay. What if this baby does not grow into a human? Would it be okay to kill that baby?
Well, the baby is a human.
What if it doesn't grow into an adult that contributes to society in any way? Would it be okay to kill that baby?
Then that's unfortunate.
No. Would it be okay? Yes or no? Would it be okay to kill that baby that does not contribute to society?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Because that's a human being.
Then yet another contradiction. Just because somebody cannot contribute,
you don't have to be a cannibal in order to eat meat.
Baker, you're engaging in another contradiction. You just conceded that even if a person does not contribute to society at all, you would still not kill it.
I did answer AMGs. Anyway, no, you cannot kill a person because we are not cannibalistic people in general. It's considered a taboo thing. Even if you don't believe in soul,
why is it wrong to kill somebody? So you are conceding that it's wrong to kill somebody even if they don't contribute to society at all, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So again, what's the morally relevant distinction between that person that does not contribute and the animal that doesn't contribute?
Because the animal that doesn't contribute is at the bottom of the food chain, and we are not.
Okay. What do you mean by
if a deer isn't eaten by me, it's going to be eaten by the coyotes.
What makes somebody lower or higher in the food chain?
Nature.
What about that animal makes them higher or lower on the food chain?
You know what puts them lower on the food chain is when they eat plants, to be perfectly honest. Omnivores are at the bottom of the food chain.
Well, I eat plants, Baker. Does that mean that you get to kill me because I eat plants?
I don't know. Are you trying to be?
Baker, let's stop chuckling and start answering the question because this destroys your entire view. I eat plants. Does that mean I get to be killed by you because you're more powerful and you get to kill me because I eat plants? Okay.
No, so but if the entire human society...
just because an animal eats plants doesn't mean that you get to kill them either.
But by the very definition of the food chain, if all humans were to change to eat plants only, we would, without a doubt, be at the bottom of the food chain. By the three people that get eaten by bear every year.
First of all, we could still be the top of the food chain and eat plants.
Not if you don't eat anything underneath you. You're only eating plants.
Okay, let's just take your definition of the food chain. It's garbage. It's shit.
Right.
So by your definition, you would get to kill me because I'm lesser on the food chain than you, correct?
No, I'm human too. You have to look at humans versus deer versus bear, whatever you want to look at.
What?
Cows.
But you're saying that somebody who's lower on the food chain you get to kill, correct?
No, but the bear would, or the wolf would.
So, so now you're being another contradicting.
No, I'm not contradicting. You're not
Yes,
following
you
my
are.
logic.
Look, Baker,
if you
Baker,
take
you're not-
all humans ate nothing.
Baker. You're being all over the place, right? The qualifying trait you said that justifies killing an animal is the fact that they're lower on the food chain because they eat plants. I eat plants. By your definition, I'm lower on the food chain than you. You said, "Oh no, it's wrong to kill kill me because I eat plants, but it's okay to kill the deer." What's the difference? We're both lower on the food chain. What's the difference? What's the difference, Baker? You're back to square one. I've equalized the traits.
So, if all humans ate plants, do you think that we would still be at the top of the food chain?
I wouldn't care how high or low we are on the food chain, because nobody should be killed because they're lower on the food chain. We don't have to kill anybody for that.
Nobody should.
Okay, so then you just conceded again that you're wrong. So we shouldn't kill somebody who's lower on the food chain than us, correct?
I'm not a human.
But why an animal? What's the difference?
The soul.
We're back to square one, Baker. We're back to square one.
Okay, so you want to take it to a
back to square one, Baker.
Then let's say, do animals have reason?
Do babies have reason?
Yes. Do you have children?
A newborn baby can reason.
Yes. Do you have children?
Baker, please, come on. A newborn
Do you have children?
A newborn baby who can't even speak can reason?
Do you have children?
No, I don't need children to know this, sir.
Oh, well, you should try that again when you do, because they absolutely have reason.
Baby, let's say you're right. Babies reason. All of a sudden, baby Einstein exists. What if this baby is mentally disabled such that they cannot reason? Would you kill that baby?
That's a defect.
Would you kill that baby?
No.
Okay, so then it doesn't matter about how much they can reason. Even somebody who doesn't reason at all, you would still save. So why would you kill an animal who can't reason?
So why is your only argument against eating meat relating it to humans?
Because there's no difference between us and animals that would justify killing them but saving us.
Sure there is. You're just afraid to separate them into
species. What's the difference? Every time you give a trait, I demolish it.
Every time I give a trait, it's for a species, and then you try to make it a personal, this one particular being does not have it. That's not a parallel. You're arguing in circles.
I'm equivocating these two beings. I'm equalizing the traits and showing you that fundamentally we are the same beings fundamentally. We're both aware, sentient, and conscious. And for the same reasons it's wrong to kill a person, it's wrong to kill an animal.
Yeah, but humans have a much higher degree of consciousness than any animal out there as a species. Okay. And you can't deny that without making it a one-of scenario.
Okay,
so
what's the threshold of consciousness that would grant you the right to slaughter somebody?
There isn't, because that's a different being.
Okay, so then you're contradicting yourself again, right?
No, you're trying to make it a singular person.
Please.
Human beings. Take the whole human.
Baker. Let's try this again, right? You said that consciousness justifies us killing animals because we are way higher in consciousness level, and I agree with you there. But then I asked you, what's the threshold of consciousness that would grant you the right to kill somebody? And you said there is none, which means by definition, you think that no matter how conscious somebody is, you would not harm them. So it cannot be consciousness as the qualifier for granting your right to kill them. Consciousness is not a trait. It cancels out. So try again, Baker. What is the trait that justifies killing animals but not people?
Why do you keep dropping back to one being? I'm talking about a species. Take the human race, all humans together.
Okay.
As all humans compared to all deer, cows, pigs, whatever, we have far more consciousness and awareness of our surroundings, our feelings.
Okay, so if there's a species of humans that are babies, they're all mentally disabled babies. You would kill those babies
I wouldn't,
Because
but they've already been
because as a
eradicated.
species, they don't get to have consciousness like we. Is that correct?
That's called natural selection, and they're already gone
Yeah,
millions of years ago.
Baker, answer the question. If there's a
I
species
did.
of babies, if there were a species of babies who are not conscious like we are, would you kill them?
I already answered that, and I said no, I wouldn't. Natural
Okay,
selection
so
took
then
them
it
out.
doesn't matter about how many of the animals there are, or a population, how big the population is. You would never kill somebody just because they're not as
I would
conscious.
never kill a human being because of. But
Okay, so they have to be human.
right.
Okay. So what if we discovered that tomorrow some people on this planet are not actually of our human species? They're of a different species. They're called
Those are called politicians.
You're a reptilian kind of guy?
No, not really.
Yeah. So again, let's engage honestly now. If we discovered tomorrow that there were some people on this planet who were not human, they were shmuman, right? That we took a DNA test and found that they were not human. Would you go ahead and think that it's okay to Holocaust those people and farm them for a cheeseburger?
I don't know. I'd have to enter that realm when we entered that reality. I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know that. You're agnostic? You're going to play the agnostic card?
Yeah, I'm gonna play the agnostic card because that's not reality.
Okay.
We're trying to have a discussion about
you're
reality.
Agnostic. So you're agnostic if it's wrong to Holocaust somebody for a burger.
No, I'm just tired of arguing in hypotheticals instead of addressing issues.
Baker, you're gonna. This is your takeaway. You're agnostic if it's wrong to Holocaust someone for a burger.
No, my takeaway is that all you can do is try to infer all these imaginary realities.
Womp, 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 womp. Look, guys. Meat eaters. Look, most of you guys are fundamentally nice people, but the normalization of consuming animals and viewing them as objects and not individuals is hindering your ability to be morally correct and morally consistent. There's nothing about an animal, a pig or a cow or a chicken, that is sufficiently different enough than us that would warrant the right to harm them. You can say, oh, they're dumb, oh, they're not like us, but every time you give a trait, they all cancel out. I can go one by one and demolish every trait and equalize the two species, the two beings. And fundamentally, they're sufficient. We both meet the threshold. All animals meet a threshold of value such that they shouldn't be harmed. And that's why I'm vegan, right? Because there is no difference, ultimately. I'm not saying that we're identical to animals. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is we both meet the threshold of value. We're both sentient, conscious, aware. And that to me alone is what makes me vegan, you know? I don't know if I will do any more. My patience is very, very low right now. I have very little patience anymore. Vegan debates, dealing with people like this is very... One more. All right, let's try one more person. Hey, Lydia, how are you? Nice to see you. Hello?
Yo.
Hey, what justifies harming animals?
See, what I think is, like, what's it called? Like, we shouldn't be killing, like, all animals. You know what I mean? Like, killing too many of them.
Okay, let's try again. What justifies killing animals? Do you have an answer?
Animals harm animals, bro. I don't see, like, why we should.
Okay, so you're saying animals kill each other, so we get to kill each other too?
I mean, we shouldn't, but that's what happens, bro. people kill each other.
We shouldn't, but it happens. Well,
Yeah.
if you agree that we shouldn't, then why are you doing it?
Because, bro, we've been eating animals for thousands of years.
We've also enslaved people for thousands of years. Does that justify slavery because we did it for so long?
We didn't, but like, but we did it.
We did it? What? How old are you, buddy? Hello? Is it me? Maybe am I intimidating to people? Do I intimidate people? Hello? Okay. Hello?
Hey, yo, can you hear me?
Unfortunately.
All right, well, let me ask you a question, Mike. If we go back to our primal roots, right, we'll put you in a forest here. And of course, what's your first instinct? What are you going to do? Are you going to go ahead and take a bite out of the branch, take a bite out of the grass? Or are you going to go ahead and hunt an animal?
Sir, are you? Am I Tarzan?
Well, I'm just asking you because those are our natural instincts, right? So what would you do in that scenario?
Look, we aren't Tarzan anymore, right? We're no longer saying ooga booga, right? We have stores, we have cars, we have planes, we have rockets, we have civilization, we have choices. And with choices comes responsibility, right? So that's why we think it's wrong to kill animals, because we have the ability to not do that anymore.
Right. And sure we do. Of course, I'm going to agree there. But still, what's best for us as well? There's a reason we ate animals the whole time, since, like people said, thousands of years, because that's really the best for our bodies. We crave animal meat. I mean, have you seen some of those videos of people getting like a vegan getting like a meat burger, and then them telling them that it's actually a meat burger and this is the best plant burger they've ever had? Because they actually crave that meat. We love the taste of meat.
If you grow up as a meat eater, you're going to like it. I agree with you there. But does taste justify killing somebody? No.
Well, I mean, if you put it like that, yeah. I mean, not everything that.
Yeah, just because something tastes good doesn't mean you get to kill that being, right? I mean, it doesn't care if it's a person or a cow. Taste buds don't justify. How about this, Jacob? What did you eat last year on Saturday morning, September 20th? What did you eat that morning? Do you know?
I mean, I don't remember
what I ate. What did you eat last month on August 20th? What did you eat for breakfast?
How's that relevant? What's that gonna?
Do you know? Do you know? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember what I ate.
What did you eat last Friday? Do you remember?
Just meat. I actually
no, for breakfast. What was your breakfast like on last Friday? Do you remember?
I do actually. I eat Greek yogurt with honey. I eat the same things every day. I keep it simple.
Okay. The point is this: you barely remember what you ate more than a week ago. Nobody remembers what exactly they ate for breakfast more than a week ago. And that's why 15, and think about also how long it takes for you to consume a breakfast. 10, 15 minutes max. Are you seriously going to tell me that 15 minutes that is forgettable just a day later? You think that justifies slaughtering somebody?
I'm just kind of confused what you're trying to ask, though, with that exactly.
I'm asking if your taste buds are more valuable than a living sentient being.
Yeah, but we're referring to our taste buds, but we're also referring to what's best for us. All the tribes down in Africa, you think they eat soy protein burgers? No, they go out and hunt.
What do you mean by best for us? What do you mean by best for us?
Well, the way our body actually absorbs the food. Animal protein
is... vegan food just fine. I absorb vegan foods just fine.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, but there's just more nutrients and, there's so many nutrients in liver. There's so many nutrients in grass-fed beef.
Okay, so
it gets so
name
many
the nutrients.
choline, creatine,
okay, Jacob.
B12.
So name the nutrients that I cannot get as a vegan.
Creatine.
Oh, that's not essential. That's made from the liver. Try again.
Okay, but that still benefits our body. We're
But your
actually
body can
stronger.
still
It helps
make it.
you with.
If you really care, sir, you can get vegan creatine supplements. Try again, though.
Okay, cool. But what if there was no supplements? We're just talking strictly our diet.
It's not essential for your body.
I mean, not necessarily. It's not, but your body performs at a higher level when you have that.
Jacob, the reason why it's not essential is because it's not needed in your diet to be healthy. You can be healthy without eating creatine.
I mean, I would agree to disagree to that because I think creatine has other benefits.
Well,
it
you
also
haven't
helps.
shown that. You haven't shown that, and then you haven't shown why a little bit of health improvement justifies killing somebody, right? Like, for example, if there was a nutrient in people meat and human meat that made you maybe 1% healthier, would you go ahead and murder people for that nutrient in human food, in human meat?
No, I mean, it's
Exactly. So just because something might make you healthier doesn't make it always the right thing to do.
And right. And the thing is, you just kind of keep bringing up these very hypothetical scenarios of this and that. But like, going back to our roots, it's like, what are we as humans? What did we do our entirety of our lives since we, I guess, evolved? That's probably something what you believe in. We just ate, we ate meat from the start. That's all we did.
We actually are finding now more and more that our ancestors were more vegetarian. They were not as these big meat eaters as we think they were. But that's irrelevant. Our past is irrelevant. Today, Jacob, you and me have the ability to go vegan and to not harm any animals. So why do you do that?
For my own health and my well-being,
you can be
being
healthy,
stronger,
you can be healthy and strong. You can be a bodybuilder as a vegan.
I mean, sure you can, yeah, but is it going to be as good for you with your performance in the gym? Probably not.
Are you bigger than Nemo Delgado? Like, are you bigger than him? Are you bigger than Torres Washington or Patrick Bowman, who has won medals, who has won awards for being the world's strongest man? Have you beaten that guy?
I mean, I don't know. Are they vegan or something? I don't know.
Yes, they're vegan. And he was considered the strongest man in the world.
It's probably on steroids too, so, I mean...
Oh, well, meat eaters can be on steroids, and that's okay. But as soon as a vegan's on steroids, that's terrible.
Well, both can be on steroids, but what's the point there? Why? I mean, saying that he's strong, saying that a world's strongest man is stronger than me, that's just a given. Of course, he's going to be on steroids, and saying he's vegan is completely irrelevant.
Well, first of all, you have no evidence he's on steroids.
He definitely is if he's the world's strongest man. All of them are.
Jacob, most people that are bodybuilders that eat meat or also take steroids, right?
Okay.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
He took steroids too. So let's stop pretending as if only vegans are weak and all the vegans are all the meat eaters are healthier. That's nonsense.
I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying that
so stop assuming that every vegan's weak.
Well, I'm not assuming. I never said that every single vegan is weak.
Do you agree, Jacob, that it's possible for a vegan to be strong and healthy as a meat eater is?
I mean, I'm sure you can be healthy as a vegan as well, or somewhat healthy, but I don't believe you can be at your optimal performance as a vegan. I think meat eating is important to have your optimal health and optimal performance in every regard in your life. That's what I think.
So I would love to see one source for this garbage, and then I'd love for you to answer the question about before. If eating human meat made you more optimal than you are now, would you eat human meat?
See, why are you asking a completely hypothetical scenario, though?
Because to test your logical consistency.
But there is no logical consistency with that. I mean, it's a human because if you're a human and we're just that's our own species,
Jacob, you're not listening. If eating human meat made you 10% more optimal, would you murder and kill people for food, for their bodies?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, so there you go. Just like in terms of the animals, you're killing them just to be more optimal. What's the difference between humans and animals? What's the difference that justifies you killing the animal but not the person?
where our conscious runs way deeper than animals do, first off. Second of all, it's all a food chain, right? So we're still animals too. You know, that's what we've been kind of discussing before from what I've heard. And we're still a part of the food chain, right? We're still hunters. We still kill.
You could be part of the food chain and still be vegan. So that point's mute. Next.
I mean, yeah, we can, but I mean, we're just omnivores. We can eat we eat animal food and we eat vegan. I mean, animal based.
The problem is you're harming. Look, maybe you're not recognizing it, but you're slaughtering and abusing and really raping animals out there in factories with no justification for doing so, and you're being inconsistent. You're not answering my questions. It doesn't seem like you have a real justification, and you're making up things. You're not giving a source. You're not doing anything proper.
Well, there are sources online. Have you heard of Paul Saladino before? He talks about the carnivore diet a lot too, but
that's not a source. That's a person.
Well, I know. I'm just saying like the person, but
Okay.
I'm saying there's a lot of different sources saying that animal food is just overall healthier for us. Mediterranean diet.
Provide one source that demonstrates eating animals is going to be more optimal than being vegan.
Well, I don't have it off the top of my head here because I don't have everything pulled out like that. But
There is no source. There is no source.
I mean, isn't the Mediterranean diet supposedly the healthiest diet that people can eat?
There is no optimal diet. It doesn't even exist. There's no such thing as an optimal diet.
Yeah, but there is though at the same time, right? I mean, isn't there like a perfect diet for people that
optimal diets? It's relative, right? You're going to talk about relativistic diets, but
I mean, yeah, it varies the person.
There is no one optimal diet for everybody that everybody must do to be healthy. That's nonsense. You can still be healthy as a vegan. You can still be strong as a vegan. You have no justification for slaughtering animals at all.
I mean, for me personally, I have actually like eczema and stuff, and eating any sort of like soy and this and that, it actually, it irritates it because of the defense chemicals in plants. I'm sure you've heard about that. Some of those defense chemicals.
What do you mean defense chemicals,
Well,
sir?
plants have defense chemicals in them. Whenever you consume that, they actually give sometimes a reaction to.
Name one.
I forgot what they were called, but there's a few that I remember looking into that
you talk
actually.
about lectins. You talk about
lectins and some of the other ones and oxalates and stuff, and they can affect certain people.
Jacob. Lectins can be cooked away by cooking your food. Oxalates have also been shown to not only be non-harmful for your body, they actually can act as antioxidants in your body and can actually aid your health, if anything. And you can cook away them in your food too, if you have to, if you want to. So it's absolutely irrelevant.
Sure.
Talking about these defense chemicals, it's garbage. Paul Saladino is a charlatan. Bring sources or go away. I'm tired of this shit. You have no sources, and you're not answering my ethical dilemma questions.
Well, if I ask you a question, if you, there's two diets, right? One person was vegan, or even let's just say yourself, and then you were also a meat eater, right? And you felt better and more optimal being a meat eater over being a vegan, right?
I wouldn't kill somebody what do you mean by feel better? That doesn't make any sense. Feel better is subjective.
Just overall, just more optimal. You have better mind clarity. Your body, your gut feels better. Just overall, if you have more energy, just feel better, right? Just
what I would do is instead of going, oh, let me go ahead and slaughter animals for that, I would go talk to an expert, a nutritionist who actually has the data, and not just some whack job on TikTok called Paul Saladino. Okay, so how about you Saladino this and give me an argument that justifies slaughtering animals that don't have to be slaughtered for.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, I guess you're trying to go the moral route, right? With the ethics of just slaughtering animals, and there isn't going to be like a moral ground there, right? Nature is very rough. It's brutal. There's so many animals just kill each other. That's just how it is.
Animals kill each other, so let's go ahead and grape each other too, because the animals do it. So why don't we do it? This is nonsense.
Well, that's a completely hypothetical scenario bringing up again. It's not. It doesn't. It's not bringing a point.
Why are you so hypothetical phobic?
Well, because these are complete hypothetical scenarios.
Look, the reason why we use hypotheticals is to test your consistency in your logic. For example, would you eat an apple or an orange for breakfast? It's a hypothetical, but it shows you your position, right? It gives us more insight on your position. That's why we use hypotheticals, to gain more insight on your logical consistency. And especially when it comes to morality, we're going to use these extreme things to make it the stark examples illuminate your inconsistencies in a more efficient and effective way. So that's why we go to these extremes about humans versus animals, because you would never kill and holocaust people if they made you 10%, even 10% more optimal. And you said it before. So why would you kill an animal if it only makes you 1% more optimal? It doesn't make sense ethically for you to do what you're doing. You're being inconsistent.
All right. What do you think about eggs? I guess I was going to ask you about that as a vegan. What do you think about eggs?
Why are you pivoting? But yes, eggs are wrong too, because eggs entail exploitation.
Okay, gotcha. And there's no common ground of even nothing with any sort of animal food with you?
It's not the animal food that bothers me. It's the process by which we get those animals. We slaughter them, we enslave them, we abuse and rape them. That's what's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you there. And I don't really, like I said, some of the other people definitely don't agree with some of those large corporations just doing like the mass type of murder of animals and stuff. But I personally think just as to function as best as a human can.
But you haven't brought a source. I challenge you on this, and I showed you that you would never kill somebody if they made you optimal. To a person, you would never kill a person. So why would you kill an animal? You have yet to show the distinction. You're just
really, yeah. I mean, it's just really just the food chain. Really, there's no real distinction other than, of course, just humans being more conscious and morality and stuff.
You can still be part of the food chain and be vegan. Stop it. This is a God punishment mode.
I mean, yeah, sure you can. I guess. I mean, yeah, you can be. I'm not saying you can't be, but
okay. So you have no justification to slaughter animals, right?
I mean, for me personally, I just feel better off an animal-based diet. Eczema's gone.
Everybody says this. Oh, I feel better.
Stronger.
But I can say I feel better eating people. I can say I feel better, eating cocaine. It doesn't mean it's the actually better thing to do, objectively speaking. Have you talked to a nutritionist about this?
Not exactly. I just kind of did my.
So Jacob, what I would do is talk to an expert about this. Talk to a plant-based nutritionist and ask them, why am I feeling worse eating plants?
Well, I mean, that's why I did it. That's why I did it.
Show them what your diet is like, and then ask the experts. Don't come on TikTok and say, "Oh, I felt better. I had a tummy ache when I ate vegan, so I'm going to kill slaughter animals now." That's a bad reason.
Well, I'm just saying, like, for me at least, I did an experiment, right, where you can kind of go more vegan and then or go more animal based. What made me feel better? What made me strong?
If you think you feel worse, talk to an expert. Talk to a doctor. Talk to an expert. Okay, I don't know what you mean by feeling worse, right? I don't know what that means. Did you have less tummy aches? Did you have less? Were you more horny? We don't know what that means. Hello?
Hello. Hi. Hello?
Yeah, you're on live.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't hear. So I think there's some awesome things about being vegan. I was vegetarian for 8 years, dabbled in veganism. I think it is a awesome world. For me and my blood work, I was getting blood work done for my health, like my diabetes. I'm sorry?
Do I have to get like the chimes for the bedtime story? I don't care about a story. Do you have an argument that justifies slaughtering animals?
What about pasture raised? Because that's what I do. Are you against all? I mean, I'm against factory farming.
So why do you pay for it?
I don't pay for factory farming. I pay for pasture raised.
Okay, so you pay for the animals to be slaughtered nicely, right? You pay for the kind slaughter.
I mean, I don't eat red meat. I do eat poultry.
Okay, Kiki. Do you know that the animals on those pasture raised farms, you know that they also are slaughtered, right, without their consent?
Yes.
Right. So, what justifies slaughtering animals if you don't have to? You can be healthy as a vegan.
I'm losing a little bit of connection, but what I wanted to say is that it's harder to be healthy or vegan.
No, it's very, very easy to be healthy as a vegan. I don't see why it would be harder.
There's
More foods.
20, there's essential amino acids, and there's 5 of those amino acids that are really important and that are missing in plant-based foods.
Oh, name one.
That are important for serotonin. They're important for regulating stuff.
Kiki, name one single amino acid that I
It's out there. The literature is out there.
Name
if I
one.
can't
Name
bring
one
it up
amino
because I'm not a
acid.
computer.
Name one amino acid. Can you do it?
I want to say it's tryptophan. That's the precursor for serotonin and melatonin.
Tryptophan? Are you saying tryptophan?
Yeah.
That's our answer? Okay. 1 cup of cooked tofu contains 600 milligrams of tryptophan.
Okay, then it was a different one.
Okay. What's that one?
I can look it up for you.
Okay. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that, Kiki? Plants have all
How much
9
tofu?
amino acids. They have all the amino acids.
But how many of the servings? The daily value.
One serving gets your.
That's not true. The volume of food for a certain amount of amino acids, like you have to eat like a large amount of plant-based food to be able to get the minimum. I'm busy.
Yeah.
I gotta be like.
All plants have all the amino acids, including tryptophan. So you can get all plants have tryptophan. All plants
For
have all
5
amino
pounds
acids in
of
them.
plants?
All plants have all amino acids.
Well, not all. They don't have all. Not all plants.
They do. All plants have all the essential amino acids.
But not the amount that is needed for the daily value for that person for the day. It's like 6
Prove that.
cups.
You can get plenty of protein. You can get plenty of amino acids with tofu, tempeh, seitan, beans, pastas. All those.
But what if I don't want the
protein.
estrogen? What if I don't want the estrogen disruptors from tofu?
There are no estrogen disruptors.
There is estrogen disruptors in tofu. You can look it up. It's there.
No,
the literature's there.
They don't affect animal hormones. They're plant based.
My hormones.
Yeah, they don't. Plant-based hormones, plant-based chemicals do not affect animal-based hormones. There's no effect.
Yes, they do.
Estrogen. No, they don't.
It's not like the tofu has.
There is no evidence that you grow boobs or you lose your boobs when you go vegan.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that the majority. Again, I think it's great that people are vegan. I'm glad that they're vegan.
Kiki,
I could not do
stop
it.
Doing this. Stop doing this. I don't care if you think it's great. You're still slaughtering somebody for no reason, right? So the point is that you can get all the protein you need as a vegan. There are vegan bodybuilders, Kiki. Do you bodybuild?
Yeah.
You're a bodybuilder.
I mean, I like composition stuff. I like to keep my carbs down, and I can't do that on a vegan diet.
Kiki, do you like perform as a bodybuilder? Like, do you go to the gym every day?
No, but I like to lose weight, and I like to keep my blood sugar down, and I like to make sure I don't get diabetes.
Great. Did you know that vegans have a 50% lower chance of getting diabetes, type 2?
That could be based on other factors too. Like they
Yeah, there's plenty of
Vegans are
studies
usually
showing
healthy lifestyles. So
plenty
there's
of
other
studies.
factors.
Yeah, because of the lower BMI. Vegans have typically lower BMIs, and that's a big factor. And that's why vegans have lower type 2 diabetes rates. Vegans are actually healthier on almost every account. And they can
That's
still be healthy and
wonderful.
strong.
I'm just arguing the essential micronutrients
Plants
and
have them all.
how.
Plants have all of them.
Okay, then I guess you're right then, and I'm doing it wrong, and but I still am gonna have chicken.
Kiki, look, I appreciate your honesty here, but don't take it from me. Go learn. Go talk to nutritionists. Go talk to experts. Go do the research, and you'll find that you can be very healthy as a vegan, if not healthier. And it's better for the animals. Of course, it's for the animals we do this, right? And that's why I'm here. Okay? So I appreciate you being honest.
Yeah, I think for everybody though, I mean, I know that you are well versed, and I've read a couple books, and I do like nutrition, so that's my reservation. And I know you make the claim that plants have everything, and they may have that, but it might not be at the serving that is totally.
Okay, then
What's the word?
Kiki, go out there and look at the servings you need to get your required nutrients. And look how easy it can be. And then come back to me and go, Mike, this is bad. And then I'll debate you. Okay?
Okay.
Keep learning. That's why we're all here, Kiki. I'm learning too. We're all learning, okay? We're all in this together. Let's all hold our hands and sing Kumbaya. We can do it, Kiki. We can do it. All right?
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you. That's it, guys. I'm done.